Wow. Man, I had no idea that those two guys got together. John Fogerty, with the Foo Fighters. I think that song's about a year old, maybe 2 years old. They're doing Fortunate Son, so there you have it. With John Fogerty sounding a little old there, but pulling it off.
Dave Grohl just gets to kind of hang out with people he likes.
With whoever he wants.
Yeah, McCartney. I mean, what a great life Dave Grohl has.
Amazing. And then he walks in here, and he seems like he's just a regular guy.
Right.
So there you have it. I'm loving the pics on Twitter. People are turning me on to some cool little songs. So
yeah, in between, it's always nice to read like a nice musical pic after 5 You Sucks. I'm like, oh, that's a good idea.
That'll distract them a little bit.
All right, I kill myself. Get out of the business. You're terrible. Right. Try this out.
Hey man, can you play?
Good idea.
I know.
What a delightful suggestion.
Oh my God, it's a fight every day with you fucks. Jesus. Although some nice people reached out yesterday on the Twitter. So.
There have been some wonderful people reaching out.
Some nice people are reaching out. I like that.
I'm just enjoying the one sheet.
For Artie Lang?
I'm brushing up on Artie Lang. I can't get over.
Well,
we got this guy. Artie's a friend of mine for many years, and we all know Artie, but there's just so much stuff I didn't know.
It's more of a plug sheet than a one sheet.
But it's not even a...
It's our comedian plug sheet.
Yeah, but we should probably have information on the guest.
People are mad Artie's doing our show today, and I'm thinking to myself,
he's done our show before.
Thank you.
But
I didn't even feel like writing those people back. Like he already did our show.
Why are they mad?
I don't know. It's the Howard angle and all that, but I mean,
who cares?
Yeah, Artie came in here because we've known him forever. We all know the same people. Artie showed nothing but respect toward Howard Stern and didn't do our show for many years, even though Howard wasn't having him back anytime soon. And then he came in here. He was funny as hell. We all got along, did great radio together. We didn't even really, I don't think we went down the Howard road at all.
I honestly have no interest in it.
Yeah, and then never thought about it again. And then I'm reading the Twitter, and people are mad he's doing our show. I'm like, he's already done our show. And we've all hung out a lot over the years. Yeah, we had an issue there way back in the day, of course. But we even settled that a long time ago. He's just one of our guys now. One of the guys who wants to come in here and have fun. I don't know what to tell you.
But you guys had a rivalry.
Yeah, I guess we did.
They put a lot into it, though.
Huh? Yeah.
People put a lot of effort into it.
Yeah.
To obsessing about it.
Obsessing about everything. This is just a stupid radio show.
It really is.
It's just, this is dumb. None of this makes sense. Half the shit we say isn't even true. Why are you obsessed so much?
None of this is life-changing or important.
No.
It's just mildly entertaining.
Of course. Maybe you get a few chuckles, dare I say, on the way to work or dropping the kids off. Or staying up all night with your sick kid.
Yeah. these battle-tested microphones.
Really?
How are they doing over there?
No one is talking about it.
Have you been monitoring?
No one's talking about the new show.
Yeah, no. We're
not much of a buzz, huh?
No buzz.
Which means they're going to make the move sooner than later to make it her show. We're talking about what, Todd and Jade, I think.
Jade.
Yeah. Maybe we squeeze a clip or two from them for next week.
Oh, absolutely, just to check up on
them. I always think it's good to see how they're doing and make sure all is well.
Yeah, we need to do that, I think. All right.
Yeah, they're starting a new morning show on our old radio station too, so we're taking a look at the
which station?
92.3.
What's it called now?
Now it's AMP.
Why wouldn't it be? What's AMP?
AMP's like...
What other shitty idea will they try in that company?
I'm so happy, because when we were over at K-Rock, we were actually doing well. We weren't, like, killing, but we were doing well. And they were making money off the show, and we were moving forward and moving up in the ratings. And then they got rid of us and flipped the whole fucking station. And then now they flipped it at least 3 other times since then, right?
Yeah, now it went from you guys and it was still K-Rock.
Yeah.
Then it went to Now.
Yeah.
Oh.
Then Now went to AMP.
And now what?
Now it was like...
Is it Now?
No, Now is AMP.
It's now AMP?
92.3 AMP.
AMP.
It's still AMP?
Yuck.
Now it's AMP, yeah.
So they call themselves Now It's AMP?
No, now it's AMP Radio. Now it's AMP. Before it was Now. Now it's AMP.
But what is it now?
AMP.
Got it. I think.
Right.
So they have a new
This was a
morning
movie,
show.
by the way. You two would be doing this, and then they would just pan, and you wouldn't see me. You would just see my feet swinging.
Good. That we accomplished what we wanted to do. Drive you nuts.
But how come those guys never get fired? Why is it like the upper management? Like, it's amazing how many bad decisions they make, and not even with just the station that we run. So they are the ones who make these terrible decisions.
You just explained radio in a nutshell. These guys who think they know the business, they hire radio guys that actually really do know what they're doing. They bring them to town, and they have absolutely no patience for them. And within 6 months, they're getting rid of them, and then bringing in another show, and then another show after that, and then another show. They can't point the finger at themselves and go, "Wow, I just suck at being a manager,
ever.
and maybe I should go sell cars or something."
Yeah.
I've never had respect for upper management.
No, they're pretty terrible.
There's maybe a couple over the years. I've been doing radio since I was 18 years old, and most of them have sucked a dick.
Yeah.
Not an actual dick. They just suck dick, if you know what I mean.
And occasionally an actual dick.
Well, yeah, there's a few that actually suck the dick.
Yeah, we've
too.
known a few that have partaken.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Well, of course not. If she's willing.
But I hope they choke on the dick.
Thank you, Sam.
You're allowed to say, I hope they choke on the dick, right?
Well, I mean, I don't even know if that's an insult, because there are people that would say, yes, I hope that too. There are people that would enjoy choking on the dick.
They enjoy choking on the dick.
There are people who would enjoy that, yeah, so you might not want to say, I hope they choke on the dick.
What's fun about that?
You'd have to ask them. But I mean, they may go, yeah, well, choking on the dick is part of the fun of it.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
It's part of the game.
Yeah, I mean, I know girls that enjoy choking on the dick. Right. Allegedly. Mine is never an issue. But they're like, with some guys, I enjoy being choked. With you, this is just easy and fun.
And then you got CEOs that know they got lawyers that are just fucking up the whole business, but they continue to pay the lawyers, and the lawyers make it extremely hard for a lot of these radio guys to even do their thing. So it's a mess. It's an absolute mess out there in regular radio. So
they're losing.
Showboy?
I think it's pronounced Showboy.
No, it's Showboy.
I think.
Sure, where is he?
I was.
How'd he kiss?
I can't make fun of anyone's radio name.
Wow, it's Showboy. Opie is a lot better than Showboy.
Yeah, but
not mine. I mean, a little bit.
This was never supposed to be. It was a dumb name that Julie. Oh God, did I forget her name after all these years?
You should change it. Why don't you just start going by like a Cowhead is a pretty well-known name in radio. And
that's
he
a
said,
good radio
fuck it.
name.
I know, but he said, fuck it. I want to be Mike Calta.
Right.
And he's just Mike Calta now. And it's a little of a judge. I even have to say, Mike Calta used to be Cowhead.
Right.
But as time goes on, it will just be the Mike Calta show.
I actually thought about it, but I never liked my real name anyway. So I embraced the nickname from a very early age.
Gregorio is your new nickname.
Gregorio. And then they all settled on Opie. It was never my choice. They just sat around and pointed at me and said, you need a nickname, kid. Well, I was 12, maybe 13 years old.
I feel like the nickname's working since it's in billboard-sized letters all over the walls in the studio.
Yeah, it really is a hit around here. Whoever makes wallpaper around here loves it.
That is coming down when they redo the studio, supposedly. And when are they redoing the studio this time? Mars?
I'm not saying.
Yeah, he got in trouble last time.
Yeah.
He got in trouble for saying it?
Yeah, because he said sometime before 2018.
By who?
I'd rather not say.
By who? Because I'll give him a beating.
No need.
They don't fuck with Mars.
They weren't very mean about it.
What did Don say to you? It was Don, right? It was. I'm getting nods from other people around me right now. Don has no business scolding you over that. Because he was the one that told me January. And I looked at him one day. I go, so the studio's, they're redoing it in January. Because it's actually happening this time. And I know people are laughing out there. But that was part of one of the, things we demanded if we stayed here. And then I looked at Don the other day. And I go, so late January it's starting. He goes, who told you that? I go, you did. You did many times. So he ain't scolding you.
Okay.
Studio Gate, we should call this.
Oh, God.
I had no knowledge that there was talk of changing the studio in January.
Let me deal with speaking of radio shit.
Okay.
Let's go to, I don't even know your name. What's your name in D.C.?
Hey, my name is Baruch. Morning, gentlemen.
Good morning, Baruch.
I was listening to Anthony's podcast, and he was talking about being on Adam Carolla's show, and then I went over and I listened to the Adam Carolla podcast.
Right.
And Adam Carolla spent a lot of time talking about you, Opie, and I didn't hear you say anything back.
Because I didn't even listen to it. I don't give a fuck what Adam Carolla has to say.
Okay.
I had one incident with Adam Carolla, and I talked about it on our show many years ago. I don't know the guy. I've never. Well, that's what the problem was. I met him for a split second, and he was very cold and standoffish. I was out there in between radio jobs. I was living with my agent because life at home was a little rough, so I ended up spending 2 months in L.A. And my agent said, "Hey, I also represent Dr. Drew and Adam Carolla. You want to go check out their show?" That was when they were doing Love Lines. So I'm like, "Fuck yeah!" It was like a Tuesday night or something. We went over there, and we sat and watched them do their show. And then when they went to break, they both came out. And Adam Carolla looked at me and just went, "What are you doing here?" and walked away. I was like, wow. And then Dr. Drew, even though we beat him up a lot on our show, he could have been nicer. He sat there for 10, 15, whatever the break was, talking to me, making sure I was doing all right and asking, what my future holds and all that. And I was like, "Well, man, really nice to meet you." I said, "Absolutely." And then Adam Carolla came back from a smoke break or something, walked right by me like he didn't even just say, "What are you doing here?" Went back in the studio, and they continued doing their show. We watched it for another 10 or 15 minutes from this couch, I believe, and then we left. That's the story. That's it. Besides that, I've never met Adam Carolla before. But my experience was he wasn't a nice guy. So.
Was it weird that he made Anthony sit there through his tirade?
What was the? I don't even know what the. I swear I don't even know what the tirade was.
What was the tirade, sir?
What was he saying about that?
He was playing he had Anthony on, and somehow, and your trip, exactly what you mentioned, came up. And we played some very old audio of you talking very angrily about Adam Carolla.
Right.
And Anthony was sort of sitting through it very uncomfortably, just sort of, passively chuckling along. I had to turn it off because it was very uncomfortable to listen to, honestly, because Anthony was on.
Right.
Because you could feel that he was really, making Anthony uncomfortable.
Right.
It was interesting. Earlier that same show, Adam had just fired his co-host. And he also made his other co-host in that same show sit through a tirade about his fired co-host. It was a very uncomfortable show in general.
My question is, what did he say about our meeting, or what did he say? Did he try to defend himself?
He did.
He said you mistook him. He said he was just a little bit awkward and that he wasn't trying to be a douchebag and that he was glad to see you a little bit and that he thought you completely mistook the whole thing and that he didn't understand why you were so angry.
All right, there you go. We can both move on because I really, in the end, don't give a fuck.
I've said for years I thought you mistook that because the first time I did Adam's show, I didn't think he liked me. Mm-hmm. I did Adam's show on CBS as a guest,
right?
And I'm like, this guy doesn't really like me. I don't think he's enjoying me. And then the next time I was back in L.A., they had me on again.
Yeah.
And Adam's like, and Jim is one of my favorite guests. And I literally is one of the most shocking things I've ever heard a person say. I'm like, I thought this guy didn't like me. And some people are just a little socially awkward. And when they say hi, it's like, that's how Adam is. He's that type of guy where you'll be on the show and he'll just be talking about something and he's just kind of going up and he's just talking about it. And you're like, this guy fucking can't stand me. Yeah. But it's not that at all. It's like some people just, again, social awkwardness.
Right. I'm not really. I was never a fan of his radio show, and I don't really know him personally. So I just explained what happened to me when I was out in L.A. that time. And if he's saying I misrepresented, fine. That's all right. We can both move on.
All right, great. Thanks for taking my call and clearing it up.
All right, Baruch. Thank you.
Have a good morning.
Yep. So that's it. I know a lot of guys like Adam Carolla. I know a lot of guys that I know go on his show and they have a good time. But I don't know the guy. In the end, I just don't know the guy. So.
Well, he wasn't trashing you in this round.
Well, that guy's saying he's ranted about it.
Well, he was.
See, that's the problem too, because maybe I should have went and listened to it, but I didn't care enough to go listen to it, to be honest with you. So,
but I heard it, and I'm telling you, he was dealing with firing his co-host.
Who's his co-host? Allison?
Yeah, girl.
He fired Allison?
Yeah, apparently he was having a lot of problems with her, where she wouldn't. She has another show on his network, and she was refusing to run anything that had Adam's name on it or the branding. She wouldn't prep for a lot of their conversations that they were having. He has TV shows and things like that. She wouldn't watch any of the projects that he was doing. She wasn't reading any of the news stories that he really wanted to tackle. So it was him and his producer talking, and she would just sit there until they talked about stuff that she wanted to talk to.
Oh, wow.
He explains it a lot better on his podcast there, but he was just having a lot of difficulties dealing with her. She wasn't really participating.
I'm surprised. There must have been some deep-seated resentment there, and why would you not promote? You can't not mention his name or do his brand on you just can't do that.
Yeah, especially when you're under his network and he's paying paying for everything.
Why would you do that? That's
I'm
weird.
guessing it's some money. I mean, again, who knows? I mean, I've interacted with both of them, and I never saw anything. I think they got along great.
Yeah.
It's just how I'm so imperceptive sometimes.
So he was dealing with that. Then Anthony came on, and then towards the end, when they recapped the thing with Hope, he wasn't like being a dick about it. He played the audio and said that's not how he remembered it, and he thought the interaction was, "Oh, hey, what are you doing here?" Because Opie's not normally in L.A. and on the West Coast.
Right. Yeah, but he didn't. Okay, that's fair. But he didn't even stop for my answer. So wouldn't it be perceived differently if you say, "Hey, what are you doing here?" Although it was like, "Hey, what are you doing here?" Then you would stop, and I would go, well, life at home is kind of shitty, and I'm out of work right now, so I'm living upstairs at my agent's house while there's a crying baby keeping us awake every night. I would have started with that, I think. But I didn't get the chance to answer the question, right. And that's why I thought, wow, what the fuck was that?
Yeah.
Whatever. It's not that big of a deal. It's been blown out of proportion over the years.
But and to end all this, he replayed it and just said he didn't remember it that way. He didn't think he came off that way, and he has no problem. So
that's fine. I mean, and when you're doing a radio show, we have people that stop by here all the time, and they want to say hi, but it is tough because you want to run to the bathroom, or some of the guys around here want to get a cigarette in, or whatever, get a cup of coffee down the hall. So you really can't sit there and talk for too long. So I get that part of it as well. But Dr. Drew made sure. He acknowledged that I said hi to him. That's all. Whatever. We can move on. It's not that big of a deal.
Right.
All right. Thank you, Eric.
You're welcome.
Where were we before that?
Talking about Showboy.
Oh, Showboy. Showboy in the mornings. First break on 92.3 AMP in NYC. Oh, that's going to be a bust.
He pronounces it like it's your boy. Like
Showboy.
Oh, no.
Showboy. Showboy.
Are they on right now?
Showboy.
Uh-huh.
Get a fucking clip. I got to hear how he says his name.
Showboy.
Well, he says it and he explains it, I think, in the first clip.
Ew, that's a terrible name.
What do you mean the first clip?
This clip here, if you want, we can listen to it right now.
I'd love to hear this.
It's not the radio. It's a video from the studio, so you won't get to hear that rich radio sound necessarily.
Showboy.
But you guys, I think, will enjoy who the first person he thanks.
Okay, who could it be?
Well, he's very thankful for the new morning show.
I'm looking at his Nick Cannon. His mentor, Nick Cannon?
Not one of the guys we had problems with over there.
Well, I would say I don't think we're going to mention Nick Cannon because we don't talk about now anymore. That's different.
Okay, fair enough.
All right, let's just play the clip, please. Ugh.
The new 92.3 AMP Radio, yo. Before we begin, I'd like to thank God for allowing us to do what we love in the greatest city in the world. Buenos dias. Thank you for voting for us.
I didn't. Who?
God.
But he didn't say
God. Yeah. I thought he said Guy, as in Guy Fieri.
Or Gad. He said Gad. He said it weird.
He did say it a little.
Didn't he say it weird? Like I say, thanks God.
Yeah.
Radio guy is thanking God. That's where we're at now.
Yeah. He's thanking God that he can be the host on 92.3 AMP.
Oh, I guess God.
Oh my God.
Yes.
That's right.
That's what God is worried about.
92.3
Yeah,
AMP.
he doesn't like the format flip. He's trying to make it work.
Yeah, let's not worry about those two Japanese guys.
Right. Right. We're
They're going to lose their heads any minute.
Yeah. Right.
God's too busy making sure this guy has a nice seat in morning radio.
Yes, and Showboy's got a place.
Showboy, right.
Showboy.
I forgot his name already.
Can we hear that again?
Yeah.
But he says Gad.
Gad.
G-A-D, I think he pronounces it. Oh, this guy has a very hateable face, too.
The new 92.3 AMP Radio, yo. Before we begin, I'd like to thank God for allowing us to do what we love.
Yeah.
He's like that old Marine from Full Metal Jacket. All I've ever asked of my Marines, they obey my orders as they with the word God.
I just saw that whole scene in the Stanley Kubrick documentary. They play that guy. What?
He was a real military guy, I think.
Yes.
He was like a real old school.
Arnie kind of, I don't know, is like the star of that movie, but that guy was just as good, man.
Oh, dude, he's amazing. He was amazing. That guy. I wish I would have just hang out with that guy and go on a road trip.
And listen to him talk. Do you have the whole speech, though?
Pull over, son.
Pull over.
Why don't you go in for the big win?
Right.
Yeah.
Did he say yo in there, too?
Yeah.
But the yo was completely out of place. What was he trying to do? To sound like the kids?
This is what he said.
Son, all I've ever asked of my Marines is for them to obey my orders as they would the word of God.
God.
Oh, it's great.
Showboy.
It's not my boy.
No, you wouldn't say it's not
my boy.
My boy.
It's not my boy.
Shaboy.
It's not my shaboy.
No, you're not getting it.
Well, make me better. What do I do?
You would say it's not my boy. Shaboy.
It's not my shaboy.
You're starting to show your age. You got to talk like the kids.
If that's how
not that
young.
If that's how the kids are talking these days, I'm good with my age.
You're okay.
You sound like a fool.
You're okay not introducing yourself as Shaboy?
You know how embarrassing it is to thank God for your radio show?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
No, I do every day. Every morning, I thank the Lord for our studio and for my co-host and for my friends and for Don Wickland.
You do?
Every morning. I drop down to my knees and I thank the Lord. And I mention everybody by name before I go to bed.
Even Mars?
Especially Mars. Wow. Yes, I do.
Wow.
Sam and E-Rock. And that new boy, Adrian, who wears the wool hat indoors.
What else did he say in this clip?
He introduced himself and introduced his name.
And then what happens? Did he do anything where people out there in Radio Land went, wow, all right, I think I'm going to have to listen to the Shaboy guy?
He does, actually. He threatens to kill himself like Peter Finch in Network.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it's a really interesting opening.
I'd like to thank God for my radio show.
Yes.
In 5 days, I'm going to kill myself.
Yes, I'm going to kill myself live on the air.
If you've never seen Network, you got to just fucking watch that immediately.
Really good.
I would even turn off this radio show right now and watch Network.
Just watch the movie.
It's ridiculously good.
Can we hear the introduction how he says his name? Because I want to say it properly.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's important.
All right.
Buenos dias. Thank you for voting for us. We are your new morning show.
Fuck yeah!
You pump, Chip?
Fuck yeah!
Cool. Amp, right?
Fuck yeah! Amped
Amp it up.
You're all amped up for this?
Fuck yeah!
What was the vote line about? Thanks for voting for us?
Maybe they had clips of different morning shows, and that's the one they chose as their morning show. Maybe people actually called in and they pretended it was a real vote.
Right. What are the odds that it was actually a vote?
0. The odds are 0 that it was a vote.
Don't tell me they went with some hacky bit where they had the listeners vote what the new morning show should be.
Yeah, this is your morning show.
Oh, God, back in Boston. I forgot his name. Birdsey, right? Was it Birdsey?
Boydesy.
Rocco? Rocco and Birdsey. We became friends with Birdsey, but they found him in the stands at a Red Sox game, and he was a radio guy, and they just happened to pick the radio guy.
That was good luck.
It was so hacky.
Yeah, the old 92.
Rocco's going to pick his new listener. He's just going to pick a random person.
That was very, very good luck.
Crap.
The old station, when they first flipped right after we left, their night guy, his deal was that he was a young kid who had pirated the radio station from his house and taken over nights. I mean, thank God that he was sticking to format. But
Ew. Did he curse?
Wait, what happened?
No.
I tapped out.
So it's
I got to admit, I just tapped out.
The story they had with their night guy was that he pirated the radio station at first. And then the station was like, well, gosh, he's so good, we got to bring him on board.
Wait a minute. Did he play commercials?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
yes.
it's interesting how you'd pirate and still play the same commercials they had in the morning. Did he do promos for the station?
Yeah, he played the songs.
What an odd thing for a pirate to do.
He still played the Cars for Kids commercial?
He kept his talk time down.
Oh, did he?
Word economy for a pirate.
Oh, God. See, that's how they... people are bored with this shit, but why not just have a guy actually fucking do it like it's a pirate radio show?
Right.
Yeah.
I'd listen to that. Where you throw all the rules out the fucking window.
Unpredictable.
Yeah.
That fake shit. Fake. We're being unpredictable, but it's fake. That fake unpredictability.
I mean, there's been a crackdown on a lot of stuff since there is this one station I know that somebody actually broke in and stole money from the prize closet.
Don't go there.
So everything's been cracked. They stole like $10,000.
Don't go there.
From the prize closet?
Yeah.
That's annoying.
Don't go there. I'm over the fugitive thing. Don't do it. Don't do it to me.
I'm just saying, I think a lot's cracked down since.
Stop.
Where'd that happen?
The thief called in. Well, it did happen in New York.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, all right.
Many, many other cities, actually. Happened across the country.
It's one guy. Sticky fingers. Turns out it was Sheldon Silver.
Oh, we're going to get to him in a second here. Gordon, go ahead.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Hello, Gordy.
I hear you're calling bullshit.
Correct me if I am wrong.
Yes.
But as I recall, back years ago when Ron and Fez joined XM, did you not do some kind of golden ticket promotion where people were voting for what show to bring in?
I don't think we officially voted. I'll tell you exactly what that was.
Voted.
I'll tell you exactly what that was about. We were told 10 years ago that we could build our own channel. So me and Anthony were thinking, oh, fuck, all right, we get to pick some cool radio shows. So we truly were going to build this channel with a whole bunch of shows. And we called it the Golden Ticket. And Ron and Fez were the first ones we wanted to bring aboard. And that was going to happen no matter what, because we've been close to those guys forever. But then it became kind of a gag and a joke, because then who the fuck was our boss back then? It wasn't Logan at that point. Basically shut us down and said, "Yeah, we don't have the budget or the money to do that after all." So
right before Logan, who was the guy?
I don't know.
Straley, right?
Kevin Straley. No, Kevin Straley did like Wickland's.
Yeah.
Or when Tim Sabian, he had that kind of gig. But who was Logan's? Logan?
It was the guy with the bad breath.
Hugh? No, but Hugh was the Mel Karmazin.
Hugh was the main guy, and then I think we talked to Kevin Straley, who's a pretty good guy actually, but he came to us and said, "Look, we don't have the money or the budget after all to do that." So then we kind of looked a little foolish, because we were pushing this golden ticket thing that never really happened.
Yeah, but management's always been different around you and Ant since you broke into their office and stole Aerosmith tickets that time.
That is true. They learned that you can't trust these guys. They're going to break in and take it no matter what.
I'm not saying we never did hacky shit.
A helicopter? I mean, they never knew. Are you kidding me? They're probably scared. These guys are going to drop bombs on people with better brassieres and yell crazy things.
Not saying we didn't do crazy shit, but we learned from our mistakes. That's why we do this now. Let the young broadcasters know they're going down the wrong road.
You talking about Showboy?
Showboy, yo.
Showboy.
One thing, Gad. Gad. So that's the answer there, Gordon.
Fair enough. I was wrong, and you corrected.
No, it's not that you were wrong. I mean, because it did start sounding a bit hacky, but we were put in a position where we're like, holy fuck, we really wanted to do this thing, and now it sounds like we're just doing a dumb bit. So you're kind of right, actually.
Fair enough.
Thanks, Gordon.
Great show. You guys are doing a good job.
All right,
Gordon.
All right, so are we done with your boy?
It's up to you. I mean, there's a lot of clip left, but you absolutely don't have to.
I think we should welcome the guy. We don't have to make fun of him. We can welcome him.
Let's do it.
We are in New York.
Absolutely. Big Apple. We don't feel competitive. They could listen to Shaboy in the morning and us later.
I love that we're building new shows to make fun of. I love this. Although I missed the old favorites. The Terry Clifford. I almost said the Terry Cliffords. I hate when people do that.
Yeah, the Terry Cliffords of the world.
Yeah. Oh, I hate that. The Tom Brady's, the Bill Belichick's of the world, the cheaters. I can't wait to talk about, balls. Fuck.
Yeah.
What a fucking joke that whole thing is.
Yeah.
All right, let's play a little more of this first. Clean this up all night. Shaboy in the morning.
Shaboy.
The new 92.3
did this
Amp
part
Radio,
already.
yo. Before we begin, I'd like to thank God for allowing us to do what we...
You did say Amp Radio, yo.
Amp Radio,
Absolutely.
yo.
That's the way young people talk.
What's so cool about Amp Radio?
Yo.
Very cool, yo.
Really?
Yes.
Fuck, we need a name like that.
Yeah. We have one.
What?
I couldn't think of it. I was going to say, radio, but that's not good.
That would be fun.
I'm trying to think of something upbeat and positive.
Yeah. Something like amp. Another word for amp. Are the same clowns running that joint over there? Or do they get rid of everybody?
As far as I know, it's the same people running it.
That's good. They've done a great job.
Wow. Is the intern still in charge of programming?
I don't know programming.
The Ron and Fez intern? I forgot his name. E-Rock knows.
Yeah.
He was an intern for Ron and Fez, right?
Chris, right?
Is he still running the joint? He went from intern to running the joint. That's all you need to know about how bad radio's got.
He's pretty high up the corporate ladder.
But he was an intern.
Right.
Why are you laughing?
Because when we were over there when it was all the FM talk,
yeah.
At one point, Ron said on the air, and he goes, "I don't care if he's a boss. I don't address myself to interns." There
you go. He was an intern. Nothing wrong with being an intern, but people need to forget you were ever an intern. You can't be an intern at a radio station and then fast forward a couple of years and now you're in charge of the whole station. That's just weird for everybody that's left behind because they remember when they asked you to get coffee.
Trust issues.
Yes. All right, continue. We got to get past this Showboy in the morning. We got too much to do
You're
today.
not saying it correctly.
Shaboy.
Very good,
It's not my Shaboy.
Greatest city in the world.
True.
Buenos dias.
Hello.
Thank you for voting for us.
You're welcome.
Oh, first laugh.
New morning show.
I like that. Enthusiasm. I like enthusiasm.
Came in and you voted for us. We're so thankful. My name is Edgar Sotelo, known as Shaboy. Like, it's Shaboy.
That's it.
This is a beautiful, funky, bubbly Nina.
I'm sorry, hold on. It's 5:29 and already you're starting to swing at me? Good morning.
Good morning, everybody. It is an absolute honor and such a blessing to be on these airways.
A blessing. I feel like I live in an alternate universe.
Why?
Because this shit's going on, and people think this is what people want to listen to in the morning. Then you got the stupid deflated ball thing. Who gives a fuck?
Maybe you should take some more time to realize it's a blessing that you're sitting where you are.
You got to find the articles and the news clips of people going, "How do I talk about this with my kids?"
But the ball thing?
Yeah, they deflated some footballs. I don't even know how I talk to my kid about this.
Why would you talk to your kid about that?
I don't know. When you go, it's the NFL, it's a league where everyone tries to find an edge, so they're all cheating their asses off, and every once in a while someone gets caught for cheating. Because now I truly believe that Tom Brady and Bill Belichick absolutely knew that those balls were being adjusted. I have no doubt in my mind.
You think Jim was right yesterday, calling him a cheater?
Yeah, he was a cheater. I saw his. I
always thought, but then I'm thinking, but in the end, who cares? And then I had to assume, because I've lived long enough, I had to assume that other teams do this shit. But now they're all going to make believe, oh, God, look at the Patriots. Can't believe they did that. When they all know they all fucking do shit like that.
Well, Troy Aikman called into a radio show.
Did he?
And, they played a clip on CNN this morning, and he's like, he absolutely knew. He's like, of course Tom Brady. If he's, as a quarterback, he's like, then nobody would do that without him knowing.
Right.
Of course not. He dictates how he wants them.
Right. Yeah. So, and to the idiots out there going, you got to suspend Belichick or Brady. The Super Bowl makes so much fucking money. Goodell is not fucking with this situation until after the Super Bowl.
Yeah, they're like, why isn't the NFL contacted Brady? Because they want the Super Bowl to go over.
Right.
And then they'll deal with it after.
Of course. And they will probably, I bet you after the Super Bowl, then they'll finally have some evidence. They don't get the evidence in time for the Super Bowl conveniently, even though they probably already know what the fuck happened. And then they'll say something like a couple weeks after the Super Bowl, when that dies down, like, all right, we have decided that they absolutely knew, and we are going to now suspend Tom Brady and Bill Belichick for the first 4 games of the 2015 season.
You don't think it'll affect the Super Bowl?
Oh, God, no. These idiots out there. Of course not. But they all do it. That's what you tell your kids. It's not right, but it's a league where there's a lot up for grabs, so they kind of, when they can, they cheat a little bit. They do a little of this and a little of that.
This would matter a lot more if it was a 1 or 10-point game or a 7-point game. Then you'd go, but 45-7. Unless the Colts were playing with fucking softballs, like literally round softballs, this doesn't matter. They destroyed them, and they destroyed them in the second half too.
Well, the argument is,
and he got picked off with one of the softballs was picked off. One of the balls that he had deflated was picked off. So what does that tell you?
Wait, what was the argument though? They adjusted the balls at halftime, right? And they were even better with the.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, and
with the balls put back to where they were supposed to be.
Yeah.
Huh. Then why? All right, never mind. I got something messed up in my head. I got to figure out during the break. Something I read. Now I'm confused. So I'm going to go back there and read it again. All right. If you're not cheating, you're not trying.
Who's it? Jesse Ventura?
My point is if everyone's doing it, then it's almost not cheating anymore. Like the steroid thing, when that popped, they were all full of shit because they knew that was part of baseball for a long time, and they all knew that they had a bunch of players on every fucking team that was doing it.
I think that's the wrong message to send kids. I think cheating is wrong by everyone.
You do?
I absolutely do. You can't say cheating is okay. It's always wrong.
But if it's not cheating, if the league knew.
Oh, it is, that they're just as guilty as the person. I think that anyone who cheats should not do it.
What about a shortcut? Like just a...
No shortcuts, guys. There's
no shortcuts.
Each step slowly, individually. That's how you get where you got to go.
But it's not... it turns out it's technically not cheating anymore. When the Major League Baseball, I have no doubt in my mind, they knew this shit was going on. They knew that it was making people hit better home runs.
It was making
and more
people watch
home runs
baseball
and
again.
watching baseball. The money was coming in, and then the individual teams, they all had an understanding like, oh yeah, you got 3 or 4 of these guys, I got 3 or 4 of these guys. Let's try to keep it from the press, and then it pops in the press, and then everyone runs and hides and goes, oh fuck, those guys are cheaters. We had no fucking idea. It's bullshit.
They get very upset with the records being broken.
Yeah, but they're not upset by the records being broken. They didn't give a fuck. They knew that the records were going to be broken when they all decided, oh, steroids is now part of the game, and we're all kind of acknowledging that this is okay to a certain level.
If they had steroids back in the day, they would have used them.
Right.
Technology changes.
And the NFL, same thing. All these teams are now hide and make them believe, oh my God, can you believe this went on? They know what happens before games.
I believe
any little edge they could get that the NFL league office doesn't really know about, they're gonna fucking do.
I believe in playing fair and by the rules.
That's your thing?
That's my thing. Fair and by the rules.
By the rules. Back to Showboy.
I've said that a lot.
You're saying it wrong.
Showboy.
Let's check out Showboy. Showboy.
That's super good.
Showboy.
Yeah.
Don't start over again. I'll kill you.
Humble heart and honored.
Jeez.
We're nobody famous. We're not trying to be famous.
Yeah, sure.
We're just trying to be your family.
I like that.
God!
He's taking a shot at Nick Cannon.
Oh, because Nick's trying to be famous.
Well, he is famous.
He wants to just be family. I like that. I prefer a guy who wants to be family.
He's doing morning radio in New York, and he's making believe he doesn't want to be famous.
I believe
such
him.
a lot.
You do?
Yes, I do.
You have a lot of faith in people on television.
I'm a good person.
Yeah, I think there's a
And
zero.
we just want to be your family. That goes back to the whole Todd and Jade thing. We just want to be part of your lives.
You know, you can tell he wants to be famous.
Huh.
He's got hair gel for a radio show.
Right.
Well, he wants to present himself properly to his coworkers and underlings. I think that's a good show of, you know what rolls downhill.
Whoa.
Doo-doo runs downhill.
That's pretty good. Are you going for a job at AMP?
Well, I just happen to like what they're doing over there. I like the new format.
Just lies. Want to be part of your family.
Yeah.
There's some shitty families out there, Showboy.
You're getting there, but not quite.
It's boy.
There you go, Jim.
It's your boy.
No, that was way off.
Well, no, that was pretty close. All right, let's go.
Be on these airways with you today. You know, in New York City, the best city in the world, alongside sharing the airways with some of the greatest that have ever done radio.
Thank you.
Scott Shannon, Howard Stern, Luis Jimenez, Elvis Duran. We just have so much respect for everybody.
Hey, Dick, you didn't mention Opie and Anthony, you
Got some
cocksucker.
people. What about, I do a show on Ozzy's Boneyard.
Yeah.
Hey.
Dick face.
Jim Norton.
Yeah, I do a show on Ozzy's Boneyard every
Oh,
night.
put us back on regular radio. I got to take this guy out.
Well, with the first thing
I
you
have to
did,
take him out.
In
Why
your
wasn't
first-
PLJ ready, you fuckers?
and you're... Well, they have
Sorry.
another thing
Getting
going
mad.
on.
What?
They have another thing going on.
They said they weren't ready, but they were very interested. What does that mean? If you know Todd and Jade aren't going to work, let's turn it into a little talk action or maybe a little rock and roll, and let's take these fucking showboys out. I'm bored over here. Let's go. Let's get back into the war.
You wouldn't start with your first break by listing your fellow DJs and how much respect you have for them?
That's a nice way to do it, I think.
You like that.
I do. I think it's inclusive.
It's hack. He's trying to relate to the audience in a fake way. He probably never even heard Scott Shannon.
Do you ever go on stage and just make a list of comedians that you think are great? And
It's
people
the
should
first
see?
thing I do almost every show.
You do?
Yeah.
I just want to thank God for the opportunity to be up here.
What?
And the people, it's nice to share the same profession as guys like Richard Pryor and Sam Kinison and Joan Rivers and Bill Cosby, despite what we've heard. I put my hands up.
Why'd you say God right, though, man? What the fuck?
Gad.
Well, it's natural. Shaboy's boy. You know, that's who he is. I mean, this guy's always been that way. I know that.
You do?
Yeah.
You're familiar with Shaboy?
Who isn't?
Cool.
I was not surprised to see him end up in the Big Apple. It's where he's always belonged.
Right.
I've said that to him in emails.
That's cool.
You know, what is that famous definition of crazy? You keep doing the same shit and expecting a different outcome?
Yeah. Insanity.
That's what is the exact
Insanity
quote?
is doing the same thing over and over again.
Right.
Comma. Yet, semicolon.
Yeah.
Expecting dash a different result.
Is that really all
No.
in there?
No,
Okay,
it's
you
not.
scared
Of course
me.
not.
That's what radio does, though.
I'm Shaboy. Look, I'm doing radio.
We just
Apple Files.
We just found out that Shaboy's real first name.
Yeah. Oh, is that? I didn't even.
Is Edgar.
I didn't even. Okay. Oh, great. It has to be Edgar. Great.
Shaboy's name is Edgar.
There goes this fucking break because now it's all going to be Edgar.
Look, I'm sugar.
You are?
Apple Files.
His fucking name is Edgar.
Who do you think for being on the radio?
We're playing all the hits.
So slow and low energy.
Good morning.
Oh my God, this would be exhausting to listen to.
Okay.
Oh, that was it?
Yeah, just a little-
I
just
can't
a
believe his name's Edgar.
Yes, you can.
But anyway, that definition of crazy that Jimmy just said, that's regular radio does that over and over again. They don't understand why this shit doesn't work, so then they get rid of the guy, then they bring in another guy to do the exact same thing the guy they just fired was doing.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
You don't think Shaboy, a.k.a. Edgar, is going to be able to...
Shaboy.
He's going to be able to take it to the next level?
Showboy!
No.
That would be a good way to say it.
Shabby.
Did you just say you were shabby?
Shabby. Oh, Edgar.
He had to be fucking named Edgar.
All right.
Don't go back. Just play this fucking thing.
Oh.
Then
No way.
straight, humble heart, and honored. We're nobody famous. We're not trying to be famous.
Oh, you are trying to be
Just trying
famous,
be
you
family.
liar.
That's all we're here to do, and we're honored for this great
No one
opportunity.
wants you in their family.
It's one of those moments where you think back at life and you're like, this is nuts. How do we end up here, yo? For real.
Oh,
You know
here,
what I'm
yo.
saying? Like,
How do we end up here, yo, for real?
So if I talked like that, like we would get younger listeners?
Absolutely,
Oh, yeah.
dude. We sound too old. We play old music. We're older men.
I played a little Foo Fighters fucking John Fogerty. That wasn't that old.
That's,
Wow.
John Fogerty is
That's
70.
not
That was in Vietnam. That song was popular in Vietnam.
I know, I meant very good, Jimmy. I meant the song.
Oh.
It only came out a year ago. A different version of Fortunate Son. You got me so bad.
Yeah.
And I said that it sounded like his teeth were falling out, which is depressing me because I do like a good CCR song. Stupid Dennis Falcone, that greatest hits he burned for me that I made fun of. I've been listening to
Oh,
a
it's
lot.
fantastic. That's one of the best records ever, their greatest hits record.
You can't. I forgot how many fucking hit songs they had. Jeez,
Awesome.
This is the problem. You're trying. Edgar
What?
speaks to the kids. He speaks like in slang.
Look,
Yo,
how are y'all?
Excuse me?
Shabby.
What?
We're gonna play piano.
You are?
Apple Files.
It's January.
Look, there's lots of trophy.
Trophy?
Apple Files. None. Do you think people would listen to that?
no, they're not listening to it now.
Yeah, it's true. There were a bunch of people clicking off the radio program.
All right, get to this.
A little more from Shaboy.
I love the lies.
I was happy just for crossing the border from Mexico to U.S., you know? I was 5 years old, and my parents convinced me to come to the U.S. by telling me I was going to meet Mickey Mouse.
No way.
Straight up. The only mouse I met was the one living in the garage with us. But it's all good. Hey!
Wow, first bomb on amp. Wow.
And that A didn't help. Hey, I know I just suck.
As he said it, he realized that was a real clunker.
Wow. Wow, yeah, he's relating to the audience. They need to know where their new morning show guy's from.
I'm curious.
How do you hire a co-host that doesn't laugh at your first joke?
Well, I
She is
like
laughing.
that, actually. It's an honest co-host. It was a terrible joke, and she addressed it as such.
Right.
By stone-facing it.
She's looking at her phone already.
Yes, she is.
Already.
Yes.
Well,
She's like, this was a poor career move on my point.
Yeah, she's sending out resumes. She's mass emailing resumes.
All right. Are we done with this? Oh, no, we're not. Fuck.
No, Edgar's got more to say.
All right.
We were very poor. My entire family living in one room. That's why Latino parents don't send their kids to their room, because we live in one room. You know, when they misbehave. But we were very poor.
Oh,
Wow.
my God. I got to listen to this guy every day.
Wow, he laughs
He
at
has
his own
nothing.
joke. I love she's giving him 0.
I would think, I'm going to send an intern
Right.
to look at George Lopez and Carlos Mencia specials, because
Yes.
I guarantee you he's stealing these jokes.
It sounds like he's trying to steal from them, right?
Yeah, that's why he's just plowing through them. He's doing like 7 breaks worth of material in his first 2 minutes.
He's doing their cadence.
Yeah, absolutely. He's stealing those jokes.
And she's staring at him like, are you really doing this on our first show?
She's probably like, did I really leave my boyfriend in California for this?
For this dreck.
I moved all the way to New York City.
He was right. Shaboy is a stupid name.
Yeah.
Shabba!
I don't know.
I didn't pronounce the Y. I'm going to try to do it differently. Shabba!
That's not that great.
No.
Let's hear this is pretty good.
Rich in faith and in hope in the American dream.
Yeah.
That if you work hard enough in this world, you can go from living in a garage to doing morning radio in New York City.
That's it.
So thank you so much for
You're welcome.
this opportunity. We want to light this party up. This is a beautiful Nina. She has a beautiful story. She's been wanting to be in New York forever.
Oh my gosh. You know,
Well, enjoy your 3 months.
anything you want as long as you don't give
I
up.
grew up in Newark, New Jersey. Exactly. I wanted to be in New York, but I didn't have money for the tolls. Quiet.
I don't know why this shit bothers me so much. Because I know why. Because I know there's really good radio guys out there.
That's what it
but
is.
they find these idiots that just fit this dumb mold, and it's not. This one's not going to work either. You dopes. I'm sorry. I got to make it hurt because it just bothers me. I could give him a whole list of guys that would work, even on a dumb amp format. Right? Are we done?
Showboy's got more to say.
All right.
I hear what your boy says. Boy!
Now we get to hear her dumb story.
I was dying to. It's a story of inspiration.
Edgar threw it to his co-host.
People are bored with the American Dream story, by the way.
My car. She's from Jupiter.
Jupiter?
Apathize.
I thought it's Jupiter.
Trying to be non-denominational.
Very smart, Champa.
Between Seattle, Baltimore, and here in New York. Out in Long Island, Centerport area. Shout out to all those girls out there.
Wait.
Well, she's from Centerport.
Oh, here we go again.
She's from Centerport.
Christ.
So her dream was to be in New York City,
Here we
but
go.
she couldn't navigate the Cross Island Parkway.
Do you understand? Here we go again. I probably know her family.
Probably.
That's where I'm from.
Well, what family?
I always say Huntington because people don't know Centerport. That's where I was not born. I moved out there when I was 5 and I was raised in Centerport, Long Island. What's her last name? I guarantee I know her fucking family.
Were there any families in the area that were completely unaware of the Long Island Railroad? Because her dream was to be in New York.
If you live in Centerport, you're a mere 10 minutes from the Long Island Railroad. Okay. Maybe 15.
She had no idea. She only took it east. She didn't know. I didn't know it went west.
If she lives near Fleets Cove Beach, then it might be about 15 minutes. I'm going real local for the people right now.
Okay.
She flew out of JFK. She went to L.A. and to Baltimore. She had to get back into New York from New Jersey. She had no idea she could actually just go.
Just go to New York.
Like he said, yeah, take it east for 20 minutes and you'd have been here.
And I'm a little bothered by this because Centerport is one color, Sam Roberts.
What color is that? Is it black?
What's going on with Centerport?
What color is it?
Well, let's just put it. Well, Mariah Carey was also from Centerport.
No, that's a lot of
Long
white people.
Island. Well, she's whatever. She's mixed. She kind of looks like Mariah Carey.
Nina Haji Hajian? Well, is that Spanish? That's not Latin, right?
That's a little of everything.
She Lebanese or something?
That's what it looks like to me.
Oh, I like
All
that.
right, and she probably lives on one of the President's streets out there in Centerport. I just went real local, Sam Roberts.
That's a cute little face.
I wonder if she drinks at the Caddy Shack. Or they call it just the shack, I think. All right, go ahead, continue.
This is what happens.
So her dream was to what? Move to New York City?
No,
Yeah.
she just didn't know how to get there.
She's lost.
She's lost.
Yes.
For years.
She didn't know where to go. She actually drove through New York and had no idea. She thought it went from Long Island to New Jersey. She's like, oh, they also have big buildings like New York.
All right, let's finish this. Oh, my God, Sam.
And this is one of those moments where but we're very poor. But we're a community. We want to light this party up. This is the community. We want to light this party up. This
Out in Long Island, Centerport area. Shout out to all those girls out there. Lauren Pratt, are you listening? Anyway, when we left because of my dad's job, all I ever wanted to do was come back. And it was a fight. Let me tell you, it is not easy to get here when you are busting your butt every single day.
Language.
So this is the most surreal thing ever. New York City is my favorite place in the world. It is the most amazing city in the world. And New Yorkers are some of the strongest people you will ever meet in your life.
Boring!
To walk on those sidewalks with you, this is unreal. I'm so happy, and I can't wait.
You know, you don't need to kiss New York's ass.
Right.
You can come
That's
in
what
and
they're
tell
trying to
people
do.
what's wrong with certain New Yorkers.
Right.
'Cause we're all kind of cranky with each other.
Yeah, and in an effort to stay local, they couldn't sound more like tourists, just announcing how happy they are to be in New York.
And
Nobody's
I love to look up at the big buildings. They're so high. Oh, my God. They touch the sky, don't they?
That would be comedy, at least.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
After hearing her story, it's going to hurt that much more when they give her a train ticket back to Centerport.
When they give her shaboot.
The old shaboot.
You think they're going to find another co-host for Edgar, or is that?
I predict less than a year. She's back in Centerport, clamming.
Clamming.
Yeah, the Centerport people like to do a little clamming. I'm trying to be very local for my hometown. I had a friend, he had a separate garage, his father did, for all the clams he got, and then he sold them to all the restaurants.
Why did you put air quotes around friend?
It was kind of... Can we get to the end of this clip?
This is good.
Because really, this is the thing. We're here for you. Whatever you need, we want to wake up with you. We want to make sure you're hooked up with the hottest tickets.
Good.
We want to make sure we're playing the music that you want to.
Important.
So if you want to start off the morning by saying hello, please call.
Shoot us a call, 1-888-923-0923. We are Shaboy in the morning with Nina and my boy Micho. We're going to party on the new 92.3 AMP radio. We are commercial free, and we are your new morning show. Buenos dias, and thank you so much for this opportunity to become your family.
Okay, faggot, what's next?
I don't know why it hurts my soul. I hate all these fucking guys.
Well, you're watching...
Maybe I should just say, oh, good for them. I wish them nothing but the best. But you just know how this shit ends.
You're watching an industry that you helped build crumble around you.
Because of the assholes that are in charge. Yeah. They're the ones that have to go.
Yeah.
They're the ones that have to go. They're just putting the same fucking people in the slots over and over again.
I haven't heard Shaboy before.
Shaboy!
It's the first time I've heard Edgar do a morning show.
Yeah.
Yay. Do you like that his name is Edgar?
So much. Why do you think I keep mentioning it?
Oh, okay. Shaboy.
That's what you're calling yourself? Is that really your name?
No. Apple Files.
Why don't we...
What a crummy morning show.
Why don't we take a break? I think Artie Lang will be joining us next. Coming back to the show. It's not his... He's here. Good. It's not his first appearance. We had a great time with him last time. I'm sure he'll have a nice take on the whole Tom Brady thing, too. He loves his football and his sports, which is great. Perfect day for Artie to be here. And we'll talk about other stuff, including this Sheldon Silver guy.
Yeah.
We have another corrupt, allegedly corrupt politician in New York. What a surprise. We have a whole bunch of them in our state.
But we're happy to be here. We're happy to be in New York, though. It's the best place in the world.
We're going to walk on the same sidewalks you people walk on. This is the same scumbag that's been keeping MMA illegal over a union issue. He's just the worst.
So this could help Dana White and the UFC.
I literally hope he trips down the steps and cracks his head open. I despise Shelley Silver.
If what he's been up to is the truth, he's a bad man.
He's a naughty boy, Sheldon.
Naughty boy. So we'll talk about that as well. Another thing. Stay there, people, because we are part of...
You can't even do it.
Because I've seen them, and they've seen me. We don't want to be part of each other's families.
Yes, we do. I love being
We want to
family.
say hi, maybe have a beer every once in a while, a little high five. You buy a coffee cup. Hopefully we make you laugh a little. That's it.
You want to be like...
Let's not overthink this, people. That's what I want to say. Let's not overthink this, people.
Extended family. We see you once every couple years. We pretend to like each other, and then we go about our business.
No, I don't pretend to like. I like. But, you know, trying to say we want to be part of your family is so gay.
Well, now, when you say gay like that, you're saying...
Yeah, what
that
exactly...
being gay is wrong.
I'm old school. We used to say that without thinking about, dick sucking.
Well, that's why Shaboy is passing you by.
That's right. Shaboy is now. He's the new.
Oh, no, he's Amp.
Oh, you're right.
And you forgot Yo. He's Amp Yo.
Right, he's Amp Yo.
I did try the Yo for a little while there.
How'd that go?
Didn't work out for me.
When did you try that?
2 years back.
Did you really?
Oh, yeah, I threw a few Yos in there.
I didn't know.
Didn't work out for yourself?
Nah, it didn't work out. Maybe because the kids weren't saying Yo yet. That was my mistake. I had to wait for the kids to be saying Yo, and then you jump in with the Yo.
Unless they saw through you and knew you were just trying to sound cool.
Yeah, they probably did.
Yeah, probably.
Playing one for the kids, right, E-Rock? Trying to go younger today.
Okay.
How old is this song? Like 15 years old?
At least.
I know. feels like a newer song to me.
Well, he got arrested again, so.
He did?
Yeah, at an airport. The lead
This is the
singer,
puddle of mud guy, right?
Wes.
He did something that we all want to do. He rode the luggage carousel. I've always thought about just taking a fucking loop.
They arrested him for that?
He arrested him.
That's good.
He got arrested for that. What's his name? I know Courtney Love's not a big fan of him.
Wes something.
Because he sounded a little too much like Kurt, especially in the beginning. And what did they get him for? Being an asshole?
Well, yeah, he went on the carousel, and then it goes back into that restricted area.
he went all in.
He rode the whole thing around.
Oh my God,
and
then
they
is going for it.
So he set off a bunch of alarms, and then they had to just drag him off the carousel.
Okay.
The puddle of mud guy.
I don't know.
Wes Scantlin.
No, me neither.
All right, good. All right, Artie.
Who would?
I thought he just went for the easy loop, but he went. Wow, he went
behind the scenes.
Was he partaking in substances or something?
The article didn't say that, but they just list a lot of the things that he was arrested for in the past.
You have to make your own assumptions. If you ride the luggage carousel at the airport, you're not
at
sober.
the age of 40.
Yeah, and go behind the curtain. You can't be sober.
Restricted area. Look, it's fine out here, but don't go in that restricted area.
He went under the
flap.
The flap. I don't even know what you call that.
Yeah.
Artie Lang in studio again. A lot of people are thinking that Artie's on our show for the first time. No, he's already did our show. He killed it.
Yeah.
About a month or two ago.
Is this? Are we on the air?
Yes.
I'm trying to
Yes. You need to adjust the volume over there.
Okay. There you go. Now there's the stuff I need.
I think you lost a little weight. Is that?
I probably dropped a couple.
Is that okay to say to another guy?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. All right. All right.
It's okay to say to this guy.
Yeah. You're looking good.
I'm fine with it. Thanks, man.
All right.
What are you doing to lose the weight?
I got diabetes, and I had type 2 for a while. That turned into type 1.
Which is worse?
Because because that's when you need the needle. They actually have these pen needles now, where it's the easiest thing in the world. Like a retarded kid could use it. You just stick yourself, you put the amount of units you want on the dial on the pen, and you put it in. It takes like 10 seconds.
Do you get to hit a vein or no?
No, that's what makes it easier. Just a quick skim pop. If I had to do that, I don't think I could ever. I can't believe these heroin addicts on the street can hit veins. You go into a hospital and like 14 nurses sometimes can't find the vein.
Right.
These guys tie off on the corner of 38th and 9th,
right.
And they hit a vein. They could be doctors or something. And you have to eat this diabetic diet, which is basically a diet everyone should eat. It's no carbs, it's no white flour, stuff like that. And because I've been eating a diabetic diet, I probably dropped some weight. And I started walking a little bit.
So, does the needle hurt every day?
No.
They used to, though,
It's a real small needle. My old man had it. And he was in real good shape, my father, and he climbed roofs for a living. So he always, but he had it bad, just hereditary, I guess. But that was back when you had to draw it out of the vial like a syringe, that hurt.
Of course.
But I didn't get it till a couple of years ago, and the technology is such now where when we're on the road so much, that's what I worried about in the hospital, because I forget to take fucking shirts on the road. You know how many shirts I have, like a Hawthorne Inn or Ramada Inn t-shirt I buy in the gift shop because I'm out of clothes. But it's just like taking another pen in your briefcase on the road. So that's probably why I dropped it.
Does your blood sugar drop? Getting you in some situations?
Yeah, I like it. I mean, my problem is it being higher, so I like when it drops. But
okay.
If I exercise, it's still reversible, which is great. So if I can lose another 50 pounds.
Oh, so you could go back to having the one.
Well, just on pills.
The two.
Yeah, just on pills. Yeah.
Right, okay.
Which is
but how do you go from, wait, now I'm confused. Which is the worst one?
One is.
One, okay. So how do you go
They call it type A or type 1.
How do you go from 2 to 1? Just bad diet?
Yeah, that's what you know what I did? I thought it was going to be way worse when I went in originally. And of course they tell me it's not as bad. And I take that as okay, now I can still keep having fun. Fuck it. I'm not as bad as I thought I was. And on the road, I eat. Like, what do you eat for dinner on the road at a hotel?
Always grilled chicken with steamed vegetables. Kenny will find a place, because Kenny eats pretty healthy, too. He doesn't really eat a burger, but...
He eats ridiculously
You got to go out and get grilled chicken.
Find it.
Yeah.
But the problem is, you have all the intention of eating well, and then you open up that menu in your hotel room, and it's just staring at you.
Well, God forbid you're at a nicer hotel and they have everything. Like, I played Boston recently, and I said, let me splurge a little bit, and I stayed at the Ritz-Carlton, and 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, you can get a steak and
pretty full menu. Yeah, it's hard.
Yeah.
But you get just salad with dressing on the side, grilled chicken. You get used to it after a while. I'd rather eat shit, but I feel better when I eat that.
What about the mini bar?
That's my problem. I rush out. I have a $19 Toblerone bar
with a fucking rule
with a root beer. That's my dinner, and that's how I'm on stage like that. My blood sugar's 600, and. But that's the other thing. It's expensive at the mini bars. You open the door, you're down $50. Right. It's crazy.
And now you can't even move those things around because
sensors.
That's right.
They have all sorts of sensors.
What a fucking scam! If you move a Heineken to get to an
see
orange
what's behind
juice,
the Heineken, right?
You
Exactly.
pay for both items,
and you don't know you're paying.
No,
because no one really looks at their bill.
Famous Amos cookies and all that shit. Yeah, I always feel like a cheap bastard or a woman if I'm looking at the bill. What is this item here?
Yeah.
And then if you have a couple of pornos in there, you double the fucking room and tax.
You bring your laptop. That's what you do. You jerk off with your laptop, and you get a thing with a refrigerator in it, so you can buy some. I'll bring like fucking awful baby carrots. They're not great.
That's right. No, they fill you up. And the phone, and look, and there's no reason anyone should have a high phone bill in a hotel anymore.
Never.
Yeah.
Technology is such where it should be easier.
Do you try to squeeze your drinks and snacks into their refrigerator, but they don't have any extra room? Has anyone ever tried that?
I'm putting my tuna salad in that I got at the Exxon station on the way up and to save money, but you accidentally hit an apple juice, and that's $14. Yeah, it's really a scam. It really is.
Did you try the freeze dried? I think we're going hack, but I kind of like this conversation.
Yeah.
We would stay at a dog hotel. I'm mentioning it again,
right?
But they had freeze dried ice cream. Have you ever tried that?
No. What is?
I want to.
Freeze dried ice cream.
It's in the mini bar and it's not in the refrigerator.
I don't know. That seems like Dippin' Dots at Yankee Stadium.
They sort of said it's kind of like that.
What the fuck they even are? It's weird, but I like them.
I like Dippin' Dots.
I do. So maybe I'll like the frozen dried ice cream.
All right. We were supposed to try it.
Eventually, if you travel a lot, eventually you can't help but talk about hotels and traveling. It's just one of
the things. You're stuck in them every weekend, and I've said before too. Like, I can't stay in. Like, I like a good Ritz-Carlton, like everybody, but they fucking put so much starch in the sheets.
Yeah,
I like a good fucking Courtyard Marriott. I sleep like a baby in those
nice,
fucking things.
Actually, no, Courtyard Marriott. There's low level thing. I mean, Courtyard Marriott's one of those examples of an affordable, nice place to stay. Yeah. Absolutely.
They get the little fucking snack area outside. You got your little refrigerator, your little storage. So Kenny will go to Whole Foods.
They're not overthinking it.
Yeah, get some fucking, some boring. You know how shitty fucking regular almonds are, unsalted, normal. They blow.
You got to doll stuff up.
They blow.
Did you use your yoga mat up there in Boston?
Are you a yoga guy?
No. He doesn't even know. We were in this dog hotel, and they had a sign that said every room comes with a yoga mat.
Yes.
They're just trying way too hard for something that is not going to work.
No, I did not.
How many people are using their yoga mats in their hotel?
You'd be surprised. People get way into working out, man. When I did the road with DePaulo a couple of times, and he was doing that P90X, and he got in really good shape, but he took that tape, that DVD with him everywhere. And he's like jumping around in a room, and God bless him, it worked, but I couldn't believe the level of commitment. Again, I like to underpack,
It's amazing how we commit to like bad things, like the amount of commitment you would have to getting high, and it's the same for myself for bad shit. It's like committing to good stuff is hard. Committing to bad shit is delightful and easy.
Going to score drugs is like another job.
Yeah.
It's literally another job.
Yeah.
And the stress level's insane.
So what about what actually made you say, fuck it, I want to do something about this? Like, as far as like the eating and stuff?
Well, the diabetes was a big wake-up call, but that's my MO, man. Something serious has to happen. It has to take a doctor, like, showing me,
some charts.
Yeah, exactly. Showing me my blood work.
Right.
And going, listen, you want to die in a few, because I just turned 47, and you won't see 50. And then I started to think, do I want to see 50? I mean, I'm childless, but
we need you around. You want to see 50?
No, well, you know what? I didn't think, with my attitude, the way it's been, my negative attitude over the years, I didn't think I'd be that scared of death. But this is a good thing. I was scared crazy of it. I was like, wow, he really, because this guy laid it on the line. He's like, he had good bedside manner, but he said, listen, I gotta be honest with you got to change, so,
where it's not just in theory anymore, it's like you're actually at that age where it's like, he's not saying like, you got to do this by 70. Right. No, now you got to do this.
You're facing it. You're at the crossroads. Absolutely.
We all are, though. Yeah. And we finally got to start really paying attention to that shit.
Yeah, when you get, even people who live the healthiest lifestyle, they get taken out by something
stupid.
Exactly.
It's scary to think it's preventable, or like if you're gonna drop dead, you're gonna drop dead, but you don't want to do it because of a fucking a bonbon or a burger.
Look at that Taylor Negron guy. I just worked with him. I did a podcast with him, and he about 6 months ago he looked insanely healthy, and he was telling me about this lifestyle he leads and vegan forever, all that stuff, and 3 months, bam, you got.
Was it that fast?
Wow. I might have wrong information,
but close to it.
Yeah, I mean, pancreatic or something like that, you go. But that's the way to do it. I want to linger. Right. Linger, with the cancer for 85 years. I'd rather just, bye. I'll check out now.
I didn't know Taylor, but he just died. I think it was a pancreas kid. That's the motherfucker, man.
I met him. And again, I'm not sure what it was. These are all rumors you hear from comedians, so I don't have an official story. But I met him the one time. Really nice guy.
Right.
Yeah,
but I guess he found out, and then I wonder if he didn't get checkups. Or it's like we're at that age too, where you hate to keep talking about it, but it's like I got to go get checkups, and I don't want to do that.
Yeah, no.
He's the comic, by the way, for the people that don't know. Yeah.
He was in Easy Money. He was the boyfriend trying to get Rodney's daughter.
And a great actor. Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Fast Times, he was great in,
Yeah, funny guy.
Man, that sucks.
57. That sounded so old when I was fucking starting comedy when I was 21 and all eager and all high energy.
But that's how old Henny Youngman was. You know what I mean? You felt like when we started, 57 or Freddie Roman or these guys, you go, wow, they're old. Now we're those guys.
Yeah, it's within reach.
Down at the Cellar, at the Comedy Cellar, there's all these young kids, and they talk about, instead of the Rolling Stones, they talk about DMX,
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Well, comedians start telling you they watched you for a long time. Like
right.
That's because, Tough Crowd was so many years ago. And
Grow up listening to you.
Oh,
that's
my
what
God,
I get.
dude. That's so fucking weird.
Right.
Like, dude, I loved you. I watched you. Michael Chase said that recently. Like, I used to watch Jim Norton. I'm like, fuck, I feel so old.
Yeah.
It was a nice compliment, but you feel like, God damn it.
Shay's a real nice kid. He's very respectful. Some of them are a little arrogant about it, but they go, I grew up listening to you.
I got that in Boston.
Yeah.
When we were up
I'm
there
sure.
for AAF.
Yeah, well, you guys started there, right?
We haven't done radio in Boston. Well, we did go back a little bit.
But we
got fired.
Your first impact was
20 years ago. Right around now is when we went to Boston. I can't even imagine that. And at Jimmy's show, he taped his special. A lot of people coming up. Man, I started listening to you at 13, and now this guy, full-grown man with a beard halfway down his fucking chest, and he had to tell me he started listening when he was 13 years old.
Another one is, how about a hot chick saying her dad is a fan?
Yeah,
that'll get my dick hard. Especially if she says it while we're alone. My dad's a big fan.
No, that you know what? And you know what? I'm glad you said that because I thought I was weird. Yeah. That really turns me on.
Yeah,
hot chick goes, my dad. Well, let's ruin your dad's day.
Yeah, let's destroy two things for him at once.
Guess who I'm dating?
Right. There was two generations at your show. It was a mom and dad that brought their son, who really likes the radio show and your comedy at the same time. So I go to the dad. I'm like, did you used to listen? He goes, oh yeah, a long time. I used to listen to you on AF when I was a kid.
Right.
And I'm like, what? Because his kid is 16 years old at Jimmy's show.
Time flies by. I mean, listen, we're 15 years into the new century, for Christ's sake. Remember that when you were younger, you started thinking, how old am I going to be?
Yeah, 2000.
2000.
Yep.
And, now that's gone. That's a fucking haze memory ago.
We went through that exercise. We were on our way to my grandma's house in Wading River, and we'll all went around the car. I'm big family, all going, how old are you going to be in 2000?
I did the same exact thing.
And my dad said he was going to be 70. I remember this like it was yesterday. He goes, I'm going to be 70. We're all like looking at him like, what the 70? Holy shit, that's now 15 years ago.
Yeah.
If he was alive, he'd be 85.
I was going to say, is he not all right? Did he make 70 for the...
He made 74.
Oh, he does?
He was taken out in a car accident.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but his heart was going, so we all were convinced he had maybe a year or two left. He was going down a bad road.
So he went out rock and roll style.
He went out like a rock and roller. On the way to the hospital, gave all his info like it was nothing. And
really?
He was on blood thinners for his heart, and his brain just couldn't handle the expansion of the blood.
You don't want to... my mother always told me that my mother's words ring in my head when I'm younger, like, and I'm living like shit, unhealthy. She's like, you don't want bad news from a doctor one day. You don't want bad... Of course, that's... coming with the diabetes chart, and she's 100% right.
It's like this is what people are afraid of when they go. You never want the solemn. You never want the glasses coming off before they talk. Like this solemn discussion.
No, Artie, sit down.
Yeah. Well, I'm not going to lie. You never want to hear I'm not going to lie to you before the doctor gives his fucking prognosis. Lie to me, you fucking cunt.
Please.
Give me...
Do whatever you have to.
Everybody else in my life bullshits me. Why not my doctor?
All right, let me skip out of this office thinking everything's all right.
Let my stand-up agent tell me the news. Listen, babe, you're going to be fine. Everything's great. It's diabetes, nothing.
And I didn't know. I mean, it's funny. I know you for so long, and I didn't know that your dad was. I know your dad. You said he fell off a roof.
Yeah,
but I didn't know he was a quadriplegic.
Well, that's how he became a quadriplegic.
I never knew that.
He fell off a roof. He installed antennas for a living, my father, and did roofing and cleaned gutters, whatever. Like jack of all trades kind of guy. Got to like about the 9th grade in school. He was a very physical guy. That's why it was like a living hell for him. He not a big reader, unless it was the sports section. And he fell off a roof a week after my 18th birthday. And he,
what was he doing when he fell off? Was he
was working. He was trying to install a wire for an antenna he had just put up, and he put the ladder he was working on top of a picnic table, and he was on to get to the top peak, which he did a lot. He was just a maniac. He thought he could fly, I think, and he lunged forward to hammer something, and he fell 40 feet right on his head.
40 feet?
Oh, on the head he landed.
Yeah, right. And became a quadriplegic for the last 4.5 years of his life. Yeah, that's brutal. See your dad going through that. That's rough.
Fucking horrendous.
Yeah.
He only made 5 years after that.
Well, I think he offed himself. He had a couple of crazy... he would ask me to kill him once a week.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because he didn't know... I go, Dad, listen, you're suffering. If I could get away with it, I would do it. How am I going to get away with this shit?
What do you want you to do? Pull the plug?
He was like anything. There was no real plug to pull, but pills or...
Right.
But again, me and my mother have no real proof of this, but I think one of his nutty friends he grew up with in Newark got in there the night before he was going to a hospital for like a 3-week stay for his bad bed sore he had, and offed him and helped him, which I would never press charges against. The guy's dead now, but who I think it was. But
what exactly? What was the? I mean, obviously the accident, but what happened that made you think that it might have been that guy?
Well, this guy was crazy, and he was visiting him more often than not. And later on, a couple of years later, another friend of his said that this guy had lunch with him and said, "Look, Artie asked me to kill him, and I think I'm going to do it."
Oh, wow.
And which was kind of, nutty. And my father's name was Artie, too, yeah. So he said, and I feel bad for him, he just can't deal with it. And this guy was about to go to jail for armed robbery, and he had Parkinson's disease and stuff like that, and he wasn't going to last that long anyway. I think he figured maybe it's a good thing, I'll help him get out of this living hell. And my father was always an atheist. My mother would try to ram religion down our throats, right. And my father, I'd go to work with him and he'd go, "There's nothing up there." There's nothing, don't listen to it. There's nothing up there.
Did he die like that too, or did he convert or believe in God towards the end as he get closer?
No? There was a Monsignor used to visit him all the time, and my mother set up, and a guy would come over, and my father would say, "At least tell me this. At least tell me I'm going through the hell on earth right now. If there is a heaven, and I don't want more of this shit when I get over there. At least if there's a heaven and a hell, at least tell me he's punishing me here,
right?
And then when I get up there, I could get a pass." Because my father was a sort of a low-level criminal his whole life. He was I loved him. He was a great dad, but you find out more and more shit. The latter, when you become a quadriplegic, there's someone to sue usually. And but we had to go on welfare because on top of him falling, there was no one to sue. We were going to sue the ladder company. He fell off a house, had no homeowners insurance. So these lawyers, swirl around because they smell money. And if it goes to court, a jury doesn't even care about the circumstances. They just see a quadriplegic.
Right.
Someone's going to pay,
It's a home run, usually.
Right, exactly. So he goes, well, we'll sue the ladder company. That's what the lawyer said. So my father... shook his head and like, what's the matter? He stole a ladder. He stole the fucking ladder from a Bell Atlantic truck, took it right off the fucking hood of a truck. He stole it, and the lawyer said, excuse me, Mr. Lang? He goes, I stole the ladder. He goes, well, we can't sue a company you stole a ladder from. And he goes, so I never forget the lawyer did this. The lawyer closed his briefcase, put the legal pen in and said, I wish you all the best of luck. The smell of money was gone. Yeah. He said, you stole the ladder? He quietly closed his notebook, put his pen back, and said, I wish you guys the best of luck. Oh, my God. And then it was a living hell for 4.5 years, Because he saw my mother. So we go on Medicaid and welfare. I became, my drinking and dope and my gambling, just every self-destructive thing went through the roof. My sister was like an angel, just, worked her way through it. She was still in high school. But, my mother had to get a job as a secretary, come home and take care of him because Medicaid only paid for 8 hours and it was welfare. It was really a living nightmare.
And it's humiliating for a guy who's, he's, a man's man or whatever to have to be cleaned and washed by, that's a fucking...
The worst. And some of these nurses, some of them
are assholes.
Yeah, they should not be in the profession they're in.
I hear it over and over again.
And I would say, listen, I understand. I would not want to do this either. So why are you doing it? Right. But then it makes you appreciate the great ones. Mm-hmm. Like he had a couple of male nurses. Like these 2 gay black guys. They were angels. They were like, they would make them laugh. And my father, a guy from Norton was not exactly grew up in the 50s, sympathetic towards the plight of the gays. My father. But these two guys would come in and make him laugh, and he was wiping his ass. They would make him laugh. So those 2 guys were really like godsends for $7 an hour. Wow. It's got to be a calling. It's got to be a calling.
Did you see Whose Life Is It Anyway? With Dreyfus?
Yeah, a long time ago, but yeah.
Where he plays a guy who's he's a
They
sculptor.
Shoot Horses, Don't They? Is a similar one, yeah.
Where he's injured, he becomes a quadriplegic through a car accident, and he can't use his hands anymore, and he was a sculptor. And he's in this hell on earth, and he fights in court for his right to die. He just wants to be taken off of feeding.
Right.
And was that not an option for your father to be taken?
He didn't have the feeding tube. It wasn't, but he couldn't move from the neck down. He didn't, so he had all his faculties.
So he could chew and swallow. And...
Yeah, you had to feed him and stuff like that. But, it's funny, when we worked together, he loved apples. It's amazing how the mind works. He loved eating apples when we would take a break working, and when he was depressed and I was taking care of him when he was a quad, I said to him, Dad, you want an apple? You love apples. Maybe that'll cheer you up. And he goes, you know what? I can't eat them anymore. And I said, why? I said, I'll feed it to you. He goes, I love the act of holding an apple.
Really?
And eating it. Like, just the act, like, you grab it. And it seems like an American thing to do. That's what he said. Yeah. Also, reading the newspaper. He didn't like it to be read to him. He liked, opening up, cracking the paper and turning the pages.
The feel of it.
The ritual
and
of it.
He couldn't grip it. And he used to hurt my hand throwing baseballs at me playing catch. Real strong guy, and I used to do pull-ups off his biceps. I'll never forget that as a kid. And then you're right, you hit the nail on the head for a guy like that to go through it, and for his kid to be fucking taking care of him. That's hard.
You gotta hate that as a father.
Yeah, that's hard.
I'm all for assisted suicide.
A lot of listen, in that case, a lot of people would if you hung with him for a couple of weeks, you'd probably change your mind if you weren't for us.
The worst thing is too, like the torture of little things, like if you have an itch. Like a dumb thing like that, if your face itches, or just not being able to scratch your fucking face.
Couldn't feel anything from the neck down, and the only thing you could feel was pain. You're right, or an itch or something like that.
Do you think you get relief when you're sleeping and dreaming and all that?
Well, that's the thing. He was becoming a pillhead, obviously, and I was like, shoot him up with the law, to give him whatever the fuck he wants. I wasn't denying him anything. I said to the doctors, they gave him a bunch of pills and to help him go to sleep, and he was starting to become addicted to that too. Well, that's the one time I get relief. Like I'm full of fucking sleep. I don't have to think about all the bullshit.
It's a whole different world when you're sleeping.
I know a lot of comedians are humorous, whatever. You go through shit like that. A lot of people have crazy stories.
I wonder what you dream. I wonder that's the worst part has got to be though that you dream that you're walking and active and then wake up.
Yeah, did you see the Stephen Hawking movie?
We were just talking about it yesterday.
That part at the end where he imagines himself getting up and picking up the pen. That movie really affected me. Mostly because I saw my father in a wheelchair for that long. But when he sees, I would just love to pick up that fucking pen.
Right. It was an amazing scene.
I'm sitting here lecturing. Everybody thinks I'm a genius. All I want to do is pick up that fucking pen. And give it to this broad who's in the front row.
I think he's going to win the Oscar.
I don't see how you can't give it to that.
He already won the Golden Globe. I haven't seen all the other movies yet, but
there's a commercial for it. I can't. I mean, the stuff he does. Like I know the stupid acting work I've had. It's hard to prepare to play like someone who's like me. To prepare the mornings where he had to shoot those scenes in the wheelchair. I can't imagine how he had to prepare for that.
He pulled it off,
and he did. And if you look at Stephen Hawking, it's exactly like him.
It was creepy how much he looked like him.
Yeah.
His mannerisms and stuff. When he was walking and fell for the first time, that scene is amazing.
You got to give it to him. You got to give him the Oscar. I mean, I know everybody's talking Keaton, and
he was good too.
Man. Yeah, I haven't seen that.
It was good, man. It was better than I thought. I thought it was gonna be overhyped, but I was like, fuck, I really am enjoying this.
I'm gonna check it out.
I got 2 copies if you need one.
Really?
Right in my coat. Right in my coat. I'll give you one.
I might take you up on it.
We were talking about Stephen Hawking and how amazing it was that he was able to have an affair in that position.
Having more kids than Cromartie on the Jets.
And he had a lot of kids.
Jesus Christ. Yeah.
So I was saying he must have had a big piece. He must have had a big piece.
It makes sense. It makes sense because she had to negotiate getting on top, and
he also had millions of dollars though. That also doesn't help. The fact that he's not a broke physicist.
He had a Corvette.
Yeah, he was quite a rich guy.
It was a good movie. I wish they focused a little more on his life, but it was the love story told from her perspective.
The ex-wife. She looked like an angel in that, man.
No kidding.
It was like a publicity stunt for her.
She made sure the person that played her was basically a model and hot.
That always happens.
And the guy she ends up with in the movie, he's like a model.
Yeah.
And then he makes sure the broad that Stephen Hawking cheated on looked a little crazy nuts.
It's always she was that's what my point about Goodfellas. Goodfellas is told from Henry Hill's perspective, and he never kills a guy. He's always like voice of reason. What are you doing, Jimmy?
Yeah, of course.
We can't kill this guy, Jimmy.
Right. Come on. It's all about perspective.
Right.
I said yesterday, and these guys gave me shit, the scene where she finds the penthouse in that movie.
Yeah.
And he can't move, and he wants to look at the penthouse, and she's slowly turning the pages and seducing him. I thought it was a hot scene.
Absolutely.
I found that to be kind of a turn on.
The thing is, very erotic. Very erotic.
Did anybody ever lose patience with your dad? Like, 'cause I know that there's rumors that...
we all did. I was guilty of it, sure, yeah.
Well, you snap and then you're like, what the fuck am I doing?
Yeah, I'm yelling at a guy who can't move.
Were you guys relieved when he passed?
I hate to say it, but for him and us, my mother was just tired. She was always tired and, not able to sleep. She would set her alarm for every 2 hours to wake up and turn him. Otherwise, you get a bed and then get up and work all day. Again,
oh my God! Day in and day out, that was her routine.
Yeah, you don't find women like that anymore, man. A modern woman bolts.
Yeah,
I've had girlfriends leave me because I have the flu. They don't want to put up with those 4 days of hell.
Me and my brother, we had an open discussion about my dad after he passed. The guilt went away, and we felt guilty about that because my dad's his health was really shitty. And when that phone rang in the middle of the night, that's why I don't even keep my phone on anymore. I think it goes back to that.
Yeah,
we're like, oh, here it is. It finally happened. And then when he did pass, and we went through it, and it was horrible. We were all extremely sad, obviously. Then we went into a stage of relief where we weren't going to get that phone call anymore.
That's normal, I think.
Do you think?
Normal. Yeah, I think absolutely.
But we openly talked about it, and it felt good to talk and go, oh, you were thinking that too? Yeah. Now we don't have to worry about that anymore.
If you, like I said, I've done a lot of group therapy, and you find a lot of people are like that. It's a hard thing. Living in L.A., you talk about that phone call. Living in L.A. with the time difference, a lot of times my mother would forget the time, and I'd be getting this call. I'm like, man, you realize it's, what are you doing?
What are you doing?
You realize I think everyone died in the family because you don't realize.
It's 4 in the morning.
Yeah, right.
It's 7 for you.
Oh, I'm sorry.
She's still around?
Yeah, oh yeah. Believe me, alive and kicking.
Doing good.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
She's doing real well, yeah.
Good to hear, man.
Yeah.
Wow, that's some heavy stuff.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like, I really hadn't realized that. I'm like, how do I know you this long and not know some? I guess every friend you have, there's a million things in their life you
That's
don't
something
know.
you bring up, you know. It's like one of those. It's kind of heavy. I put it in my first book, but a lot of comics, I think, do have, abnormal, maybe not really traumatic, but something crazy in their past that makes you want to, get on stage and forget about it somehow.
Yeah, I don't really trust most comedians who have a wonderful story. I'm like, there's something missing.
There's not many that are successful, though.
Not that I know.
Well, Seinfeld's probably the example. He's he's the one guy who's like, he does seem nuts, but
but he just came out and thought he might be autistic. He goes, I'm on the spectrum. Then he goes, no, I'm not. He's got some kind of nut issues too.
He held it together for a long time, but that Comedians in Cars, which I love, the web series he does, you realize, okay, he's nuts as well. All right, good. Okay, it makes sense now. He's just nuts in a different one.
Yeah.
I love it. He should have you.
Yeah, well,
you would be a great one.
I don't know. I'm doing Comedians in Cars getting cocaine. That's my spin-off.
Are you liking doing a podcast?
Oh, God, I love it.
Oh, you do?
Yeah. I forgot how much I love radio, and this is really...
You're about a month or two in now, right?
Yeah, 3 weeks in. We just finished our third full week. Yeah, it's just a blast, and it really is. I mean, I don't even have sponsors at this point. It's just like a monthly thing, because these corporations Google my name and they're like, I know, we're not sponsoring us. But a few thousand people have signed up already, and it's just that they're my only bosses. It's great. It's like, I mean, even working here is great, but you're still working for a corporation.
Someone else.
There's none of that.
You didn't have to worry about bosses when you were here, really, because Howard was in his own world.
But I wasn't Howard, though. It's still.
You had to deal with management?
No, not on that level. But there was. I was still nervous about stuff I said. You never know if I say something that could embarrass the show. Maybe they'll talk to him about me, and he'll be forced to deal with it.
Right.
But I was always nervous about that. It never happened, but I still had that neurosis. Yeah,
gotcha.
Here, there's none of that.
That's typical stand-up, by the way. Typical stand-up is afraid of getting fired all the time. No matter what you're doing, no matter how good it is, you're obsessed with. They're gonna get rid of it.
Because you guys live in a world where you don't have to worry about any of that, and then you're doing you're doing radio, which is a big deal and a big job, and it's totally different. So something that you said on stage the night before could actually get you fired from your radio show.
Right, that's an excellent point. Everything I did being on a show that many people were listening to, literally millions of people around North America, everything you did, the pressure got amplified. Like if you did I was a regular on Conan before I got on Howard, and those... I do the appearance, everything be fine, and then now you do the appearance, and there might be 50 phone callers who liked you or hated you, or you said something on stage in Vegas the night before, and you get shit for that. Everything was scrutinized to the umpteenth degree, So you're right, the pressure is more, but still, I love the job. It was amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
It's ArtieQuitter.com for the podcast. You can sign up right now as we talk to Artie.
One word, ArtieQuitter.com.
Where do you do it from?
I'm doing it from my house right now in Hoboken.
So you just use kind of like a mic and a recorder setup, or are you going to build a mini studio?
It's a mini studio.
Oh, it is?
There, yeah.
Oh, nice.
I set it up to where, hopefully, both you guys or anybody's got an open invite to come in and say hi, but it's like a mini studio. I invested in everything myself.
That's great. It's smart.
I hired a marketing guy. I paid for the website myself, and I have a full board, and an engineer and a producer. So
you're taking it very serious.
Yeah, why not? It's like, and I get to plug the stand up.
Speaking of houses, you hit the press 2 or 3 days ago. You're selling your Bay house.
It's like it's
7,000 square feet. Is that real?
Yeah.
Because me and Jimmy were freaking out. We're like, he has a 7,000 square foot house.
Yeah, it was a good investment. I bought it about 7-8 years ago on the Jersey Shore. It's my Jersey Shore dream house. But it's a situation where if I can get the right price for it, I'll sell it. But if not, I won't.
Just keep it. You don't have to sell.
But there's actually a place I'd like to get in another area that I have my eye on. It's funny how you always want more, but if I can get the price I want for this house, then I could make that other move.
Gotcha.
But yeah, that's a sanctuary for me down there.
The pictures are beautiful.
Oh, I love it. I love it. It's really great.
Really nice.
So you're not broke or anything like that. You're okay. Right?
No, I'm not. Thank God.
Good,
no, I mean a lot of people would think that. Listen, I've spent a lot of money on bad shit, but
whenever you hear the house goes on sale, you're like, oh no. But that's just a movie maker.
No, it's not like that.
Okay, good.
No. It's one of the things, if I get a certain price for it, I'll take it, you know.
Have you been careful? Like, you hear so many people get ripped off. I've been so paranoid about that. Like, I'm pretty careful with money. Like,
it's never happened to me. I mean, but I'm not saying it's because I'm so bright. I just have people that didn't rip me
lucky.
off.
Right.
That means you've been lucky.
That's what I mean. The people people talk about, these guys who get ripped off are stupid. Not really. They just, I got a lot of references before I gave people my money to deal with. And if they're going to be criminals, I have no control over that.
Well, the Billy Joel story, that proves that we're all just lucky.
Got to keep writing hits, man. He thought after glass houses he could relax for a little while.
The story goes, I think it was his brother-in-law was the one that took every fucking dollar.
The Dane Cook story, too, right?
With his
brother, yeah.
His brother,
millions.
half-brother,
whatever it was.
hiding money all over the country.
That's when you
supposedly burying money.
You want to strangle somebody.
They found money in his freezer.
I mean, because
I hung with that guy. Dane Cook actually invited me to his SNL when he was hosting.
Oh, yeah.
And at the after party, the big famous after party, I was sitting right next to the guy. He's always
been nice to me. Did you have a good relationship with Dane?
I never had a problem with Dane.
Yeah, and I've always
been... comes on. We like him. We support him. But I sat next to his brother, and I didn't. And I'm like, I think back now, like, wow, that guy was already burying money.
A complete, just fuck you, man. Like,
what a
really
scumbag move.
Yeah,
took him for millions.
Still in the joint, I think, right?
I think so. And they didn't find all the money. They were able to recover some of it.
Nah, it's gone. These guys spend it. They get rid of it. Or they hide it.
Brother, though, Jesus.
Well, I mean, because I bought that house because of stand up on the road. I mean, that's the Stern salary was great, but because of the stand-up I was able to do because of it, and, the book deals and shit and whatever, I was able to buy it because I was making a lot of money on the road, and I saved it. And that's blood money, man. That's a lot of work. So if someone steals your stand-up money, I mean, it's like, that's getting, especially when you're trying to keep a radio gig on top of it.
Yeah.
And for me, doing morning radio while I was doing the road, it's like going from having a paper route to being nocturnal. I'd leave St. Louis, get there, have to be up, 5 a.m. Monday morning. That is so much work. If someone stole that money, I'd be homicidal.
Yeah.
I'd be like, motherfucker.
The hardest part of the job is getting up early.
Yeah, and after being up all night doing stand-up and then traveling. Jesus. So, I'm no great businessman. I just saved my fucking I just made enough money to where, a retard could
right.
Bought a house like that
did.
Well, no, I had a good... Let's be real specific. A fat, disgusting retard. Could have, but, and I said to myself, it's a good real estate investment, and I bought the place in Hoboken, again, and the idiot that I am, I was able to get a good sort of net worth going. But if someone steals that money that you got from stand-up, it's not like some development deal where you didn't have to work for it, and it's blood money, man.
Right. Yeah,
and you do feel good when you have a place that you bought to look at, like, all right, this was I did something, and here's the evidence of it.
Look what I did.
And I didn't just fucking waste every dollar, and because I have mild demons myself, and it's kind of hard not to blow even more money on.
Plus, when you look like me, you need that for broads. That place is a closer. The chick walks in there, and instantly I'm Rob Lowe.
You're good.
I look like Marcus Schenkenberg.
Yeah, it really is amazing what a good fucking picture window view can do.
Absolutely. I've seen it, man.
Beautiful.
It's a panty dropper.
Yeah.
I forgot that you were an elf. My kid is at that age where they're watching that movie a lot, and I'm like, holy fuck, that's right. Artie was Santa Claus.
Goddamn, talk about money. God bless that. That's like a Christmas bonus every year, the residuals, because they have fucking marathons.
Right.
There's marathons of that fucking movie.
So you get a good taste from that movie.
I get residuals. Sure.
Wow, nice. Good for you.
It's a goddamn Christmas classic. I'm in.
Yeah, you got a couple big scenes, too.
Did
you realize that movie was, I guess because it was Will Ferrell and when he was beyond hot.
I knew it'd be a hit, but like the level of it, like they call it a Christmas classic. I mean, it's because of his performance. He's really. But I saw him. We shot it up in Vancouver, in Canada, and I'm in the Santa suit. He was in that fucking elf suit from 6 in the morning to like 7 at night, and I would have lost it and killed someone with a machete.
Right.
He had that hat stapled to his fucking head, and he had those shoes, and he stayed in character. I saw him before breakfast. I was putting the Santa suit on my trailer, and I had the door open, talking to like the assistant director. She'd give me like the itinerary, and he walks by in that suit. He goes, "Hi, Artie." I mean, I blew a bunch of takes because I was laughing at everything he did. But he was in that character, in that outfit the whole fucking time.
Did he feel like he had to be in character for that role?
I don't know.
Oh, that's so funny.
The hardest role for me would be to play a cheery guy. I'd have to, if I have to be a cheery guy all the time, right. I'd need help.
Eric just told me that USA does a 24-hour marathon of Elf.
They do.
So that's got to be nice money.
And I think Stars picked it up this season too, which is doing a 24-hour marathon.
And it's a Christmas classic now, so that movie will never go away.
That's the other thing. I've been lucky enough to be in like about 10 films, and the residuals for that's free money. Like that money you don't mind people stealing, but it's not like stand-up money. That's great. Because even if a movie sucks, and I've been in shitty movies, and I've been shitty in them, but they just throw them on in the back. A studio will sell a movie to a dentist office. It's on in the background for like just noise,
right?
And you get money for that. God bless it.
I've never gotten good residual money. I've gotten like little bits in pieces here and there.
You're in the first Spider-Man, right?
Yeah, but it was a one.
It's a quick thing.
I got $1,000 for one line, which was okay. That was my pay. I probably made $5,000 or $6,000 over the years in residual, but nothing. You wonder what the main actors, like the amount of money that Tobey Maguire or fucking Kirsten Dunst must pull in.
A lot of those are buyouts. They'll go to the union and say they get $15 million, and then they don't get.
And that's it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I would have taken that too.
I get the type of checks. It's fun though, but it's like $1.21 is my residual check for being on Louis or something.
Yeah,
right.
It's so funny, and then you see why, because they played in some weird country,
released in Malaysia.
So I get another $1.21. It's always $1.21.
I have my lowest one, and I framed it 12 cents.
12 cents.
I have a 12 cent for a Conan episode that they aired in Nebraska, and I'm like at 3 a.m. I'm like, where is Conan just airing in just Nebraska?
At 3
But it was an
morning.
episode of Conan, and it was about 10 years ago. I have it framed 12 cents.
12 cents.
I bought on eBay a Richard Pryor uncashed check that he got from the spelling company for the Mod Squad. It was a $5 check, and they sold that. I guess Pryor said, "Fuck that."
Right. Or maybe he was so fucked up he didn't have no idea. He probably had uncashed checks all over the apartment.
Oh, we're gonna go to Mike Calta or Cowhead.
Mike. We need to break and then do.
We should break so we can do that because I think they're expecting us right at 9. They got to time it on their end. We don't really have to time it. But Jim Norton, Artie, and Bobby Kelly are doing a gig in Tampa for
March 20th
for Mike.
And today, this is why promoters are dumb. Tickets are on sale today at noon. Why wouldn't they go on sale earlier while we're on the air? Why are they obsessed with noon?
I don't know.
It's all computerized.
Right, exactly. But it has to be.
My call is great, and it's in St. Petersburg, Florida, March 20th, 8 o'clock. This show will sell out at the Mahaffrey Theater.
I've played there before. You ever played the Mahaffrey?
I don't think so.
I played it. It's a great place. Great place.
Sam just handed me something. I don't know if Artie's on board. We love making fun of radio shows.
Sure.
I think you've probably heard that over the years.
I know, sure. Yeah.
Especially the morning zoo types.
Yeah.
And this is real. Todd and Jade, who we've been beating up a little bit lately, they have a song called "All About the Balls."
Because of New England, because of the Patriots.
Look at Jimmy's face.
It actually just makes me sad. Oh God!
Boy, that has opened up every bad pun. The New York Post,
dude, it's unbelievable. It's almost awe-inspiring.
They're trying.
The Post is in your face with it, but all about the ball.
The Post and their Sheldon Silver. Did you know? That's just inappropriate.
Nice.
That's great.
More with Artie Lang. Stay there.
We're back with Opie and Jim.
Very happy to have Artie Lang in studio. Don't forget about his podcast. It's doing very well so far. He's 3-4 weeks in. Are we going to them right now? Couple minutes? Okay. If you want to sign up for Artie's podcast, it's artiequitter.com. Very easy.
Thank you.
And any dates? A little down the road.
I got Valentine's Day. I'm at the Borgata in Atlantic City.
Beautiful.
And I'm at Cobb's in San Francisco the weekend after that. But yeah, I'm with Jimmy, of course, and Bobby Kelly. That's an exciting. That's a fun threesome, if you will.
I love shows like that because it's one of those things where you got three of you to cover the time, and
Well, it's easy. It's fun as hell.
Yeah, we're going to talk to Mike Colta, I think, right now.
Yeah.
If we could, figure this out. Mike, you there?
I'm there. How you guys doing?
Oh, my, listen to that voice.
We have an echo, a little echo.
I need some processing on my microphone so I can
a lot of compression.
A lot of compression.
I punched myself in the throat before I called you guys, so it would sound tougher.
We got Artie Lang in studio as well, so congrats.
What's up, Artie? How you doing, buddy?
Hey, Mike. What's up, man?
Mike, I want to call you Cowhead. Everyone knows you as Cowhead. What are you doing?
No, you didn't know me as Cowhead. Every time somebody asked you, you'd be like, I don't know who that Cowhead guy is, so I got mad and changed the name.
It was a dumb bit I was doing.
Is that an official thing? You changed the name?
He changed his name. He made it a big deal, and I'm thinking to myself, it's so many people know you as Cowhead, so you want to make it easy when they're writing down your name in the diaries.
Yeah.
In the arbitrage.
Well, yeah, if we still had diaries, they haven't had diaries for like 5 years anymore.
Oh, that's right. You guys are doing the beeper thing now. What is it called?
Yeah.
The people meter.
I was going to say, what does that mean, the beeper thing? What is that?
It's a people meter. So when you walk into a store and all of a sudden you listen to some, I don't know what I can say on regular radio, some kind of like gay station.
Right.
All of a sudden they say, "Oh, Artie likes the gay station," even though you didn't hear it yourself.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, it picks up all stations wherever you are.
That doesn't seem accurate at all.
No, of course not.
It's what I like to call it a flawed system. I'm sure. You hear delightful jokes like that when we do our gig together. I'm very happy.
When is the big
It sucks particularly during Christmas, when everywhere you go you're getting inundated with Christmas music, and that holiday book is just nobody listens according to the people meter to you.
It's a nightmare for you guys. I am so. One thing I like about satellite radio is the freedom to curse and all that and say whatever you want, but also that we don't have to deal with those ratings every month coming out.
That is stressful.
When
I first got on Howard, my biggest stress was I got on that train 17 years in where he was already like this legend and he was #1 all over the place. All I could do is fuck it up.
Right.
We're on regular radio.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's all right. I dumped it.
Look at the panic, guys. I'm sorry, Mike.
There's another thing we don't like about regular radio.
I'm sorry.
That's why.
That's all right. We're cool.
That's why we only do a few of these because we know we can't curse. And it's just natural. We all want to say the F
I
word.
apologize. I don't really.
It was Artie. Go ahead, Artie.
But I said, when I got the job on Howard, he was already #1 all over the place. And I said, all I could do is mess.
Artie just dropped his microphone. Case in point.
Yeah. at the point where I said F before, all I could do was mess this up. So that was my stress.
That's a horrible position to be in.
All of a sudden, we're #7.
Yeah, they're gonna look at you.
What's different?
Hey, Artie, did you get ratings bonuses?
No. I mean, I was paid very well, but I didn't get ratings bonuses.
What's a ratings bonus?
I never heard of it. Yeah.
I didn't either.
You did.
Okay, so a ratings bonus is great because if you come in like first, second, third, whatever, you get a bonus on top. It's a real reason why we only care about the ratings.
Hey, Mike. Ixnay on the ratings bonus thing.
Yeah, apparally Opie and Anthony got ratings bonuses.
Jimmy's learning for the first time about radio. Shut up.
Yeah.
I was kidding.
Okay, good. And I was told
that if you were #1, 18 of 49 men, that was nice.
It was. I got a good pat on the back. I never saw
that would be funny if I demanded that from Howard. I'm on the show 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Where's my bonus?
Exactly. You did well in Des Moines.
All right, but since we broke the seal, a first place ratings bonus is usually like a teacher's salary.
It's solid, yeah.
That's very nice.
4 times a year.
Which is that's what's wrong with the country.
Yeah. And it was free money, too. It was free money because it was unexpected. All of a sudden, they're like, you're #1 in Cleveland or whatever. Here you go. Here's a nice little extra check.
Nice.
How tense are things down there? Are you guys in the morning now? You had that big competition, and you were tremendous on the air when Bubba called in. You did a phenomenal job, dude. I've never watched a radio guy video. I watched every moment of that. You were awesome.
Look, I'm not a big fan. I'm not a big fan of Bubba, but how did he get his ass beat so bad by you? And I'm not taking away from you. I mean, you killed him.
No. Well, I don't. I think it's a matter of there's no radio war. It's a situation where this show had been so successful in afternoons, and it's the same show. It's only on in the morning, and that show had been doing 90s hack radio for the last 5 years. And this company knew that, and we had an opportunity to take over here. And when that old school, 90s stuff comes at it, it was really easy to shut down. We've moved on, and that war is a one-man war right now. We haven't acknowledged it ever since that day.
I got to defend. Bubba's a friend of mine, so I can't bitch. But I got to defend.
Just really? Situation. A friend of yours? You guys go on vacation together?
Well,
When's the last time you talked to him?
I don't go on vacation with my girlfriend.
That's how a friend works.
I talked to a couple of months ago. I'm just saying. I can't get into a. I don't want to be a hypocrite. I can't get into a bash fest.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Nobody asked. I don't even want to talk about it.
I didn't even know that they're having a war down there.
Yeah, I said
but there's not a war. There's not a war at all.
Okay.
Bubba's mistake was he called the show. You can't do that.
Oh, you guys are talking about an on-air thing.
Yeah,
they had a thing.
Okay.
This happened like 2 weeks ago.
It's hot.
Yeah, on air. What do you think? We're at Fight Club?
Maybe down in Tampa, everything's so outdoorsy.
So you guys enjoying the morning gig now? I mean, you had a great schedule.
Yeah. Every day at 4 o'clock when that alarm goes off, I think this was the greatest idea in the world.
Yeah, it is. That's the worst part about the gig.
Your whole job is to figure out how you could get up later. We finally got that.
Yeah, but you know what? It annoys me because I think of Opie, because back in the day, Opie used to get up all healthy and rollerblade through Central Park to get to work, and I curse you every day. I could barely muster up enough energy to get in the shower, and you're out rollerblading at 4 in the morning.
I'm older now. I can't do the rollerblading through Central Park.
And there was a certain gentleman in the park that he wanted to see before he got to work. So.
Do you have a car service, Opie?
Maybe.
The ratings bonus. With the ratings bonus, what a car service.
It's very easy now. I wake up 10 minutes later, I'm in a car with a Starbucks. I hate to admit that to you.
Listen, you worked hard. It's good living. You got to enjoy yourself.
I got Club Soda Kenny. He's coming. If you need to know, he comes in the city anyway, so he comes by and picks me up. So all I have to do is wake up and do a quick shower, and I'm good.
I splurged. I got myself with it when on the Stern days. They didn't pay for it, but I got myself a car. I'm like, the hell with this.
Did you really?
Yeah, it's one less thing to worry about driving.
You can just roll into a car.
Yeah.
And just,
it's amazing.
Yeah, you shouldn't have been driving in those days.
No. Well, how do you get to work, Mike?
I drive one of my many vehicles here.
Beautiful.
At top speeds.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't care. I moved. I live like 40 minutes away so that I can get away from everybody. And then there's no traffic, so I don't mind driving away.
How many vehicles you have
my show
there, Jay Leno?
I'm kidding. I have 2 cars, but it gets blown out of proportion here. Everybody accuses me of bragging because of my 2007 Hummer that I have.
Wow, it's the last time I got one.
Nice.
You have a Hummer. You have a Hummer, really? My God.
Yeah, no, I don't care about the environment or anything. I have a giant Hummer. I want my car. I grew up in New York, but I'm almost officially, I started hunting a couple of weeks ago. I'm almost officially like a redneck guy now.
Wow. All right.
That's nice.
So
that was horribly disappointing.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Congratulations.
What do you hunt for, Mike? Down in Tampa?
So I shot, my very first thing I ever killed was 2 weeks ago. I shot a wild boar, 300-pound boar.
Wow.
And it came out of the woods, and I shot it one shot. Usually you hit it and they run. You got to go find it. I shot it one shot in the head, and it died.
Wow.
And then I went down to go celebrate its death and drink the pig's blood and all the things that they do. And when I went over there, it was gone. And I was really pissed off because I watched it die. And then all of a sudden it comes out of the woods charging at me at full speed. I don't have my rifle. I have my 9mm, so I pull that out and I start shooting it at 9mm, and it's still coming. And my father was there, and he's shooting it with a .380, and all of a sudden it turned into the Billy Bat scene from Goodfellas. We're just dumping clips of bullets into this pig. So it's gangster hunting at this point.
Wow. 300-pound boar is my radio name, by the way.
How are you? Are you doing a podcast now? How's that going?
Yeah, I'm doing a podcast. Me and 42 other open micers. I'm doing a podcast. I always said if I keep opening my mouth and getting in trouble, eventually I'll be doing a show in my kitchen, and that's what's happened. But I'm having a lot of fun though.
Yeah, it's alreadyquitter.com if you want to get involved with the podcast there. So, wow. Hey,
I love that you guys.
Yeah, go ahead. No, go, Mike.
I was going to say, I love who I think is just awesome that you guys put on all the time. Yeah, who was down here not too long ago is Dan Soder. That guy is friggin' hilarious, man.
Yeah, I know Dan very well. He's a good guy.
The size and shape of his head is enraging, but he really is a funny dude.
We love him. We love him.
Him and Robert Kelly are great. I hate you don't put that Louis J. Gomez guy in your show, do you?
It's never come up, to be honest. I like Louis, but it's never been promoted. I mean, what's the word?
Wait, you got an issue? You got an issue with him?
What's your problem with Gomez?
Nah, he ruins Robert Kelly's podcast. He's an attention-grabbing whore whenever he talks, and I think he brings his show down every time. I can't say it on enough shows how terrible that guy is. He may be a great comedian, but he sucks on the radio.
It bothers you that much?
Wow.
Yeah, it really did. I'm not going to lie.
Isn't he on, he's on with Jay, too. I know Louis. I just don't know him on the radio. Sam said he was good on his show. He said Louis did a good job. Did you hear him on Jay's show? They do a Legion of Skanks, I think.
No, and I like Jay. All the guys I like seem to like him, so I'm starting to think maybe I'm the problem. But I started listening to a lot of Robert Kelly's podcast over the vacation, and every time I get into it, that railroad train comes in and just ruins everything for me.
What does he do?
He's just like one of those I got to keep making noise so everybody knows I'm here guys.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Terrible.
Sometimes comedians, we get like a little, until you're totally comfortable in your position or your skin, you're like afraid. We're always afraid of it. It's like being on stage. If you don't say anything, it's just death. So you're tempted just to go, I'm alive! I'm alive!
You're afraid of dead air. Yeah, absolutely. That's what happens.
Opie, when they come and do the show down here, you should come down here with them.
Oh, that would be real easy. I'll just leave my two tiny little kids.
Absolutely.
Take a car service down.
When is it, actually?
Listen, I have two kids. I know you're dying to get away from them for a little while.
That would be nice. I just got a little break and went to Boston for Jimmy's taping of his special. When is the show for you guys?
March 20th, 8 o'clock. And by the way,
beautiful.
And Mike,
maybe I can do this.
This is what promoters always do. We're on the air now together. Instead of putting the tickets on sale at 9, they put them on at noon. Everyone's at lunch at noon. And this is all promoters do this everywhere in the country. Perfect. 3 a.m. on sale. I said, no, dummies. Do it at 10 in the morning.
Yeah, they want to check.
The good thing is, there was a pre-sale. It started yesterday, and they've sold like almost 400 tickets already, so the thing's going great.
Good.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah.
Oh, pre-sale. We don't know about that. Do we get a pre-sale bonus, like a ratings thing?
Yeah.
And your band's playing
like a ratings bonus.
Your band's playing too, Mike, right?
Yeah, the band played after. We did this once before. We had a show here, and we did the comedy inside, and then the theater is huge. It's on the water. It's great. And then afterwards, our band plays out in the lobby, so all the people who got drunk during the show can come out and be drunk with us. Artie, we do AC/DC. I'd love for you to get out there and do something. I know Robert Kelly's playing drums now, so it's just a good, a good after show kind of party thing.
Please let Bobby play drums on your band. I would love to see Bob, who's been bragging about how good he is on drums because he's doing a TV show. I'd love to see him humiliate himself in the lobby. Can we please
he just picked up drums?
Yeah.
Dennis Leary called him and said, I need a drummer for this band, for this show. So Bobby had to learn how to play the drums, but now he feels like he could actually play songs.
Oh, like for an acting gig?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So, but now he's like, no, now I can play some of these songs.
Oh, you're making me sick to my stomach. He saw Beware of Mr. Baker. He's trying to relate to it. Shut up.
All of a sudden, he's Neil Peart.
Yeah.
He was at my house not too long ago, and I wish to God I caught this on a security camera, but this is going to be the gayest thing I've ever said. Robert Kelly and I were in my hot tub, and he was...
Two guys, no water. 3 drops left.
It was like 2 albino manatees. He went to take a step into the hot tub and missed the goddamn step. Fell face first into the hot. Oh, it was the funniest thing I ever saw. And then laid there in the water blowing bubbles. I thought he was dead for a second.
Listen to the life cultist got hot tubs and Hummers down in Tampa. Not bad.
Living the life.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're all built. It sounds a lot better than it is. They all come with the pools that everybody has. And again, my Hummers are 2007. I have to say that before Twitter starts attacking me.
Why do they call you out if they think you're exaggerating? Like they do us?
A couple of years ago, I bought a Mercedes, and I'm fat and out of shape, and I twisted my knee getting into the Mercedes, and I was talking about it on the air. So these dicks that I work with made a sweeper that said, hey, don't bother him. He hurt his legs getting into his new Mercedes. And now our competition takes that, and it's like he's always bragging about his new Mercedes. No, we're not, you jerk off. We're talking about how fat and out of shape I am that I twisted my knee getting into my car.
Getting into the Mercedes.
Yeah, there really is no way to spin that to look good.
No. At least I'm honest about it. but
Are they beating you up for the hunting thing? Because if you don't eat what you kill, then people will have a real problem with that nowadays.
Well, look at him. He eats what he kills.
He eats what he doesn't kill.
What you do?
Nice.
What you do with the boar that had about 500 fucking bullets in it?
He cursed again. Am I the only one that understands terrestrial?
You're the only
professional. This should be a game show. Who can last the longest without cursing?
It's like going from 110 miles an hour to 30.
And we're all trying not to curse. Sorry, Jimmy's the only one that hasn't cursed.
I never curse. We'll be back in 2 and 2. See, I know the rules.
Mike, I'm sorry.
when you guys,
Jim's over
when
here
we
hitting
hooked
posts.
when we hooked up the ISDN line, we were listening into you guys just to make sure we were hooked up, and we were playing Artie Roulette. How long it would be till he dropped an F-bomb every time we were playing.
What you do with the boar that had a lot of holes
Bullets
in it? Let's just say that.
It was like the Albert Hall in that Beatles song.
I shot it mostly in the face, and you can't eat the face, so
nice. You shot a pig in the face. You're making a porno.
You can say that, but you can't say the F word?
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense.
Right?
I know, it makes a lot of sense.
That doesn't seem right.
So I'm sorry, Mike. I didn't interrupt you. Did you eat it or no?
No. Yeah, of course I did. Some of it's in my freezer, some of it we ate. Shot a deer the week after that. We ate that too. I'm turning into a regular man of the earth over here, a regular Ted Nugent.
What's the penalty if you don't eat what you kill? I mean,
you just get beat up on Facebook.
I was gonna say, that's what I was saying.
Yeah,
no, this is different. In Florida, everybody wants you to do this. Like now, I feel like they're accepting me more than anything else.
Oh, okay.
Do you need acceptance that much? You're killing animals.
It's the only way you can get it.
I didn't shoot a collie. It was a 300-pound boar that was trying to bite me.
Well, maybe you should shoot a collie because they taste wonderful.
A boar is an awful animal. Like,
it does look disgusting.
Vicious.
Yeah,
it doesn't look like it would taste good.
Where are they? Are they like? I mean, how far away do you have to go to find a wild boar? I mean,
no, Artie. I was 6 miles from my house. They're everywhere. They're nuisance animals. That's why you're allowed to kill them anywhere you see them.
6 miles.
And the thing is. Yeah, I'm sitting in the tree stand, and for a half hour I hear what sounds like dinosaurs killing each other in the woods. I can't see it, but I could hear it.
Yeah.
Because all it is screaming and grunting, and it's loud. And then finally one walked out of the woods that I was able to shoot.
How are they a nuisance animal? Like, do they eat like gardens, or do they like bother people?
Yeah. They're both. They'll eat gardens. They'll bother people. They'll eat your pets. I mean, they're dangerous animals. They're big and they're dangerous, and they multiply. They're constantly reproducing. So anywhere there's a woodsy area, you can guarantee somewhere in there's wild hogs in there.
Okay, so people will be out in the woods doing something, and they'll just, what do they, headbutt you, or do they bite you?
No, they'll bite you. They'll run right at you, and they'll bite you. Or if they have tusks, they'll get you with the tusk.
What kind of rifle are you using for that?
It's a Tika. It's called a Tika, and it's a 270. It'll kill anything in Florida.
Okay.
But I got a little bit of Anthony in me. My daughter turned 2 today, and in the first year that I had my daughter, I went from owning 1 gun to 16 guns to like 20-something guns. Now I've become quite the gun nut.
You're a regular George Zimmerman down there. Was the wild boar wearing a hoodie?
Yes. Well, technically it didn't attack him first, so.
It did like Skittles. That was it. No,
how did they feel?
It feels great. It has a little bit of kick, but for Christmas I got a shotgun that holds 15 shotgun shells, and that's power when you shoot that thing.
Well, you're a real man. When I was in Afghanistan doing stand-up, we went on an Apache helicopter. They had 2 guns out the side, and this 20-year-old redneck kid said, "Hey, Artie, you want to shoot this thing?" And I'm like, all right. He lets me shoot the rifle that they had a magazine they were holding like out of a movie, and he said, "Try to shoot that mountain," and I couldn't hit the mountain.
Really?
I couldn't hit the mountain. The kick was so... I said, because they were trying to find Taliban, I said, what if I accidentally shoot somebody? He goes, "That's one less guy I gotta kill."
Would you have done that?
I said, what if I shoot a kid? And I swear to God, this
what if they said, though, there's one right there, I'm going to shoot him, but I'll give you the first shot.
I would have tried
I'm going to take him out no matter what.
I would have tried to take a kill.
You would have.
Get a kill. I couldn't hit a mountain. What am I going to do? Hit a Taliban? But I said, listen to how these guys think. This is what you need in war. I said to him, what if there's families down there? What if I hit a 10-year-old like boy or something? And the guy goes, "Hitler was 10, wasn't he once?" He said, "Would you have killed Hitler when he was 10? I said, "If I had a crystal ball, I probably would have had to take him out, I guess."
Opie, you would have done it?
No, I don't. No,
Would you not have killed the Taliban?
I don't know.
Well,
That's a really good question.
What? Yeah.
If he said it was definitely a guy we're taking out, we know he's a Taliban. Yeah, I guess I would have taken.
Do you see American Sniper? Anybody see that?
Not yet.
I'm dying at the opening scene I saw. It's insane tension, man. It's like the decisions he has to make is what we're talking about. It's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know if I could do it, to be honest. Even if I know or I suspect it's a really bad guy, my mind would be going, what if it's wrong? What if he's just a guy with them and it's not,
Right.
Well, what if you knew it was a bad guy? Could you do it?
I think I could, because I would have the safety of distance, and plus all these guys around me, maybe I would.
Right.
Oh man, I'm a bad person. I absolutely would, and I'm not tough, but I would have. If they said you're clear, do it. That's a bad village. I wouldn't even look at it. I'd just start shooting.
You're taking out the whole village?
Yeah. If they said if the government said go, I'd go. If the army guy said shoot, I'd shoot. Yeah. But Dan Filato, your buddy that worked on the radio show,
he's here right now.
Dan and I got in an argument when I filled in for you about whether or not you'd shoot an intruder in your home, and I can't believe that I still to this day think about it, because Dan made me feel like I was such a bad person. He was like, what, some guy comes home and he's drunk and he just comes in your house and comes in the wrong house. I go, I got kids. I would immediately kill him. And Dan just made me feel like I was a scumbag.
I'd have to agree with you, Mike. I would.
Thank you.
I would at least try to take him out, maybe the legs or something.
Yeah, hit his kneecap, make it hurt.
And the kind of shot I am, I'd probably shoot him in the face, like a wild boar. And then, but the thing is, I would eat him afterward. Be legal. If you shoot an intruder, you have to eat him. That's the rule in Jersey.
Yeah. You still dating that chick, or are you single now?
I'm single.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I'm single. Yeah.
How long?
But I guess you don't read Us Weekly.
I don't. No.
A couple of months. Apparently, her dreamboat isn't Dom DeLuise on heroin.
Well, you don't have the same sexual proclivities as your old Dom.
Exactly. Hey, the man's got kids. I think,
Yeah, you've moved on.
It had to happen. Yeah, I've clearly moved on.
Were you bummed about it? Or depressed about it?
Absolutely, sure. Yeah, I've had women leave me like Richard Pryor said, I can get a woman, I can't keep them.
Yeah.
They wait for me to go on a road gig, and then they just, if they're living with me, I get back and there's not a trace.
Oh my God.
I mean, like Sherlock Holmes could not find a trace of these women.
Is that what you did?
Yeah, a couple of different times. They take like buttons that fell off blouses 3 months ago. It's like the Grinch came through and stole Christmas. There's not a piece of evidence a woman
They
was
take
there.
any of your stuff in the process? Sometimes?
No,
make it hurt a little bit?
If you count a $40,000 engagement ring, I guess.
Whoa. Oh, boy.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. No, everything will be fine.
Did you suspect it was coming or no?
Yeah, because she told me pretty much every day for 4 months I'm leaving.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that'll be an indicator.
I love her. I still love her. I've been brokenhearted, but, again, I got to move on.
Well, what do you think it was? I mean, you seem like you're doing a lot better and you're moving forward.
I'm a very difficult person to live with, the road and, we had a very turbulent relationship.
Wow. See, I guess you never know, right? I mean,
I
never know.
Yeah.
Then again, no one ever fights in front of people. It's always.
No, well, I went to Paris with her and I got arrested. That's the last time I fell off the wagon. I drank and I fell off the wagon and I got arrested in Paris. It was supposed to be romantic.
Oh my God! When was this?
I'm in a Parisian jail 3 years ago.
Oh wow!
3 years ago, yeah.
Wait, so tell the story. You went to cop?
She went out. No, I drank.
Okay.
I wasn't on drugs, thank God.
Okay.
That comes into play later in the story. But she went out with some friends, and Filato was there, and I started drinking. I was like mad she was out and she wasn't with me, and I was drunk off my ass, and I said, I got to go get her. This is crazy. And, I hadn't drank in a while. So after like 15 vodkas, I was just blind. So I go to this restaurant she was at, and I'm outside screaming for her. Like, get out here, get out here. I turned Paris into like the Seaside Heights, New Jersey.
Streetcar named Desire.
I'm outside the Louvre talking like Paulie from the Jersey Shore. Hey, come on, bitch! What's your problem? And and the gendarmes came, and I took a swing at one of them, which is my MO. I got arrested in L.A. It's my first international arrest, but I've been arrested in L.A., Miami, and New York, and now Paris. And I took a swing at a cop, and they arrested me, and they took me, and the cop said to me, he goes, "Monsieur, if you have no drugs in you, we'll just let you sleep off the booze, and you go home." He goes, "We're not going to beat you up." He goes, "In New York, they hit you in the head, they go, ba-boom." So I said, "I promise you I'm not on any drugs, it's just booze." And they took my urine, and they said, "Okay, you're not lying, so just sleep it off." And they put me in a drunk tank in the jail with this 90-year-old guy that was speaking French. He was in my face. I couldn't go to sleep. He's like, "La blue, blah, blah," screaming at me. So I called the guard, and I said, "Sir, I think this guy belongs in the psych ward." And the guard called me over and said, "Monsieur, you're in the psych ward." So I spent the night there, and at 9 a.m. when I was sober again, they let me go.
Was she embarrassed in front of her friends, or did she not even know this was happening?
Very embarrassed.
Oh, she knew it was happening.
Yeah, she knew it was happening.
Artie, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Do you know that there's a video of you drunk in Paris from that night?
No.
There is. This is what I've heard, that there was somebody there that was inside the restaurant, an American, who videotaped you dancing in the streets with headphones on. Here
comes a joke.
No. Tell me if I'm right or wrong. You were wearing Beats headphones, singing "Born in the USA," dancing in the rain outside the restaurant when the cops showed up.
I don't think so. No.
Have you seen the video?
If I can, I've seen a clip of the video. The person who had it sat on it because they didn't realize it was Artie. And then somebody else said, "I think that's Artie." And then I think that they're fans of yours, so nobody gave it to TMZ or anything.
3 years ago.
Yeah, well, it's fans of yours, and the girl who took it just did it because you were a drunk American. She didn't realize that you were famous, and then her boyfriend's a fan of yours. So when they realized it, when he got back, they didn't want to do anything with it.
Oh my God!
Would you want to see it if I can get it to you? Do you want to see it?
Sure.
I mean, that's a good. Anytime you want to get crazy, you should watch that first. It's pretty entertaining.
It's probably the best work I've ever done in a film.
We could open the show with it on the 20th at the Mahaffey if you'd like.
Oh my God!
Oh wow!
I did not
everybody
know that.
would want to see that.
How could I not know that? After 3 years,
no, they didn't release it because when first she did as a girl, and she didn't know who you were, and she's young, and they didn't realize it was you, and then. Somebody eventually saw it and said, "That looks like Artie," and then they Googled it and they realized that you did get in trouble. And
that's
and
amazing.
That was
I haven't seen it yet. I mean, how long ago did that happen? They show you everything.
I'll find it for you. I'll find it and I'll get it to you privately. I'm not going to put it on my website. I'll get it to you and you can do whatever you want with it.
Oh, okay.
Wow. Did you? Did you take her to the Eiffel Tower at least after she calmed down?
We did all that stuff. Okay. We got very romantic after that. Good. I'm sure that's not on film, me being romantic at the Eiffel Tower.
Being a real gentleman.
Oh, my God, if that's on video. Dan, did you imagine that?
I can't imagine.
Dan was there.
You were there.
Yeah.
Was he singing? Dan, was I right? Hold on. I'll tell you right now.
Was he singing
blue shirt.
Blue shirt
with stripes, a dress shirt, and maybe khaki pants, and he was wearing gray Beats headphones. Singing "Born in the USA" right when the cop showed up in the rain.
Do you remember "Born in the USA"? At least?
I don't know.
He's shaking his head, Mike.
Well, we can't give the rights to "Born in the USA" to show it anyway.
I'm not. Believe me, I'm not out to embarrass you. I'm not going to do it.
Listen,
I wondered if you ever saw that.
I appreciate you telling me. No, that's crazy. That would be the craziest thing that's ever happened.
You'd want to see that.
Yeah, of course.
Well, when you guys are all down in Tampa for the show.
Yeah, maybe we could open with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Try a private screening.
Try to get it to me, Mike.
All right, I'll get it taken care of. Yesterday, I went over to Steinbrenner Field over here. I know you'll be the only other one that appreciates this, but man, I had lunch with Bucky Dent and Chris Chambliss and Roy White. Yeah, so when you're down here, if you want to go over there and check that place out, man, we could do whatever you want.
More than anything, I'd like to have lunch with Bucky Dent and Chris Chambliss and Roy White.
Well, you see, I'm a Yankee fan. Maybe not Roy White, Bucky Dent, maybe.
Come on, Roy White was great, all bow-legged.
Yeah. Boy, the South has changed. Roy White's allowed in a club? Yeah, that's great. I would love to do that.
Who else was there? What are they? Actually, I love those guys.
It's like fantasy baseball time. So Jeff Nelson was there, Mickey Rivers, Oscar Gamble, all the cool guys from like the 70s when we were kids.
Those poor guys.
Craig Nettles
made no money. That's something you're not going to see Derek Jeter ever doing.
Oh God, he doesn't.
He's not going to be having lunch with me and Mike Colta.
No.
Yeah, those old guys have to do it.
Mickey Rivers,
they keep a smile on their face, but they don't want to be doing that.
Yeah, no, it's like Willie Mays greeting people at Bally's Casino.
Does he really do that now?
He used to.
It's Willie Mays.
Yeah, Mickey Mantle.
Is he alive?
I always think the new players that are making the ridiculous money should give those guys a little envelope, a little taste when they're not looking for it.
Something, yeah.
Willie Mays goes to his mailbox and gets a nice little check.
That's hilarious.
For coming before.
That's why they're all pricks. Most of the old guys are all pricks because of that now.
Yeah.
They see all this money.
They're bitter. I mean, Mickey Mantle had that old joke when they asked him in the 80s, what would you ask Steinbrenner for? He's like, I'd walk into the office and say, hello, partner. Well, get me that videotape, because the quicker we get that up, the sooner my career will end, and then we'll be able to. I might be moving down there and having lunch with Bucky Dent with other fans. I'll be having lunch with Howard Stern fan.
Right.
Howard Stern fantasy camp. me and Senator John and Jackie.
Imagine the crew you could get together for that.
Exactly.
Anyway, Mike, when are the tickets going on sale?
Tickets go on sale today at themahaffey.com, and like I said, the pre-sale already sold a couple hundred. It's
nice.
Artie, Jimmy, and Robert Kelly, and Bobby's a favorite of the show as well. And I'm thrilled to be a part of this. I thank you all for coming down, and I'm looking forward to that weekend. Opie, if you can get down here, man, we could do some cool stuff that weekend.
It's not a bad idea.
Yeah, Bucky Dent
I'll try to figure it out.
Yeah, looking forward to that, right?
And shoot a boar, maybe.
I'll hook it up. We can shoot a boar. We can shoot Roy White if you want to.
As long as you eat him.
Yeah, go ahead.
I just want to say on a serious note, I never really got the opportunity to say it, but I was explaining to the guys earlier when I was back on CBS, and the very first time I called you guys live on the air. Thanks for always being cool to this show. You've always taken care of me. You're a show that traditionally hates most people, and you've always been cool to us, and I really appreciate it.
No, we got our guys, and you're certainly one of them. But, we got a few we like.
Yeah.
Just a
few. I'll take it. I'll take it. Thank you.
Thanks, Mike.
I appreciate it, man. We look forward to the game.
All right, we'll see you guys in March.
Okay,
all right,
man.
see you later.
See you, on. There you go.
Now they'll talk bad about us. No.
And go back to cursing.
Yeah. All right, we gotta take a break. That's Opie and Jim Norton, Jimmy and Artie and Robert Kelly will be at the Mahaffey Theater. Tickets go on sale, I think, at 9:00.
Honestly, if there's videotape of that night in Paris, that is Dan. That will be that is really. I don't know if I want to see it, but I think I have to see it.
You gotta see it
because it'll get out. Did you Google? I'm looking at your.
We looked. We really didn't
Google
find it.
American, obnoxious American, Paris.
Wild boar.
Born in the USA, Paris.
I was singing.
Drunk American, he put in. Paris.
Yeah, drunk American, born in the USA.
Well, he said that he said that it wasn't posted.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So
I thought he said something.
How did he get a?
He said somebody showed it to him.
Yeah, all right.
Why would they show it to Mike Colt?
They might be Tampa fans.
It just happens to be a fan of his.
Tampa and Paris is
yours.
It's a big link there.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's hilarious.
I want to see it as well.
Yeah.
All right.
I got to have a screening.
What are we promoting before we take a quick break here? We got Artie Lang's podcast. You go to artiequitter.com and sign up for that now. That would be a great thing to do.
Yeah, thanks guys for pushing that.
No worries.
I got to roll. I appreciate it, man.
Yeah,
I appreciate you having me on. And Artie Quitter's how you sign up for everything. And I'm going to try to have the world premiere of the Paris video.
You should.
Yeah.
And I'll be in Tempe next Friday, Saturday, the 30th and 31st, doing the Tempe Improv, and then Foxwoods Casino, February the 13th.
All right, we got a few more minutes of radio left. Stay there. How good was Artie Lang, Sam?
So good.
My God. Always has a great story to tell.
Well, he's lived a very full life.
Boy, has he. Read his books.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. And Cowhead was great.
I pissed that entire time.
Wow, really?
I feel like I pee, and then I still feel like there's more. I just stood there, like literally with my dick hanging out, and it finally went again.
Yeah.
Describe it in detail.
Well, I was tweeting. Sometimes when I touch my nipples, it makes me like easier to go to the bed. I don't know what that is.
Do you really do this?
Yeah. I'll brush the nipple, and it just relaxes me.
No.
Yeah.
See, I never know if he's lying or not.
I'm not lying about that. I wouldn't make that up. I'm not creative enough to make that up.
You don't tweak, you just kind of brush them?
Brush. Yeah, I don't tweak them. No, it's not a sexual thing at all.
So you brush them and then it relaxes you enough where you could let more urine out?
Yes.
I learn something every day.
Absolutely. My nipples are fodder for... is Artie gone?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't just get to say bye to him.
He left really fucking pissed off.
Okay.
We'll talk about it after the show. You're my shaboy.
Shaboy.
You know what? Twitter...
That's not how it works.
I shouldn't say that. Artie had a great time. He had to go. I was just fucking around.
Yeah. Oh, bye, Artie. I didn't know. I was pissing. I missed my friend's departure.
Pissing and plenty of tears.
He wants to come back sooner than later.
Good.
So it's great.
It was nice Artie invited us on his podcast, too.
Yeah.
Most people don't. It's amazing how many people have been on this show and have their own projects. And then, but guys like Rogan or...
you don't get the invites.
From who?
Maybe they feel bashful. Maybe they feel like, oh, it's a big show. I don't know.
No, it's not it. They don't. People just self-centered. Don't give a fuck.
You think so?
Yes, I know it.
Yeah, we're going to do Artie's podcast.
It's nice of Artie. That's immediately, he's like, hey, I'd love to have you on. Thank you, Artie.
Yeah.
Very nice of you. And he had me on his show when he had a show.
Yeah.
You know, we're friends.
I hope that everybody hears this, and then you get a ton of shitty podcast invites.
No, but I mean, I don't want to do shitty ones, but if you know comedians that have them, and they're people that have been on this show.
Right. You should get the invite.
Or just say, hey, would you ever want to come on?
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck?
Doesn't happen, huh?
No.
Ouch.
Fuck them.
I'm just glad we worked it out with Artie, because we all know the same people. So it's great to be able to do some radio with the guy.
Yeah.
He's really good at it.
That stuff about his father was very interesting. Wow. And I'm sure that there's certain people that knew all of that, but I really didn't know it. I haven't read his book.
And there were some laughs as he's telling that story, but I'm sitting here like, man, maybe I should not laugh so hard at this.
Yeah, it was just sad.
But that's what comedy is. You kind of try to spin it a little bit and get some humor out of it, right?
Yeah, but the guy begging to die, his dad begging to kill me. I mean, you know, it's
that's fucking brutal.
But I get it. I mean, you know, if you're in that condition, you probably want someone just to end your misery.
I'd kill my own dad.
What?
Would you kill your own dad, Sam?
He'd have to be in a really, really dark place that I'm just like, I can't.
How about if he's just tired of you being his son? And said, look, one of us has to die.
I wasn't talking about him being sick. What's wrong with you? Why do you have to take it to that level?
Just in general?
Yeah, would you kill your dad?
No, I don't think so. I don't have any reason to today.
I would, just because I had to give up all that caddy money. I didn't get
so pissed about
I
that.
didn't get an allowance. I understand that kid with the allowance thing.
Yeah.
Oh, shot his father, rich kid, right?
No, if my dad was, when it was pretty obvious that his life was down to just horrible suffering, I'd be able to do that for him.
Yeah.
Especially if he was begging me.
Yeah, I'd have to see him in that spot before I could.
No problem.
Commit to doing it.
Yeah, sometimes if you're being merciful,
especially if you knew his head was still all there, you know what I mean? Like he's still thinking clearly and all that. No problem. It would haunt me every fucking night afterwards, but I would do it for the guy.
I always get so paranoid about people getting better because I read newspaper articles, and I've read multiple newspaper articles about dogs being put to sleep.
Yeah,
and then the next morning they wake up because the owner didn't bury them.
Oh, wow.
And then I read this other article last week about this guy who was brain dead. He couldn't move.
For 12 years.
Yeah. And then he woke up and told everybody that he was alive the whole time and knew what was going on.
Well, he could hear everything. He went into a coma when he was 12.
Yeah.
And when he was 24, he came out of it. And his parents took care of him, and they nurtured him. He has a book called Ghost Boy. And what happened was a year or so into this epic nightmare, he wakes up, but he can't move anything. Like when Patrice was locked in syndrome. You can't move. You can't blink, you can't indicate. He heard everything for about 11 years. And he said his father every day taking him to this special count, like, I guess rehab place. He heard his mother say that, I just wish you would die. But, probably not angrily. He said that she just couldn't stand to see him that way.
Right.
And I don't know why he came out of it. There's the book. He's in England. But he's 39 now, so this was 15 years ago he came out of it. He's married, he has a kid. But I'd be interested to read that book because that is a chilling story.
Yeah, and I always get worried that when something like that happens, that they're eventually going to get better, and 11 years down the road, they'll be glad they were alive.
So you're feeling good the next day after killing your dad, your feet are up, and then you're reading the paper and went, oh, fuck, miracle cure for what he had?
Precisely. Like, shit.
But then you would just go, awkward.
That you could just get away with it like that?
Awkward.
Hush your boy.
I'm going to read that book. So now he's completely normal and he's got a family and all that?
I don't know. Yeah, he does have a kid.
So he knows everyone that was being an asshole to him, too. Because there were probably some people in there talking shit and not taking care of him properly, and he saw all of it.
Well, I told you when we went to see Patrice, we finally got in to see Patrice. Luckily, it was right before he died. There was a sign on the door that said something about watch what you say, Mr. O'Neill may be able to hear you. And it was very, so we just talked to him normal.
So they weren't sure, but there was a possibility he was able to.
You don't know. I think Vaughn thought that he could, because I think she said at one point, then she said no, certain things were just reflexive. I don't know if he could. But, you know, that was, to me, was the great torture. I hope he was not aware. I hope he wasn't aware. I told you, I've said this before, but I keep waking up. Sometimes I'll wake up, I'll be congested with my claustrophobia, and I'll try my apnea mask, and I'll feel trapped, and I'll think, how awful would it be to do this and not be able to control your breathing or whatever. I got to take the fucking mask off. I'll think of him. Just really, really a terrible existence. So imagine having that for all those years.
Yeah.
Thank God Patrice was only like that for about a month.
Right. I take pride in the fact that we didn't really talk about balls today. We let everyone.
Oh, the song.
We let everyone else talk about balls today.
Is there a song that goes with this? Ope?
Yeah, we got the song.
Oh.
From our favorite show.
Yeah, we don't have a lot of time.
Let's end on a laugh. Yeah. We talked some sad stuff today. A big laugh on the way out.
All right, it's it's Todd and Jade. They did a song called "All About the Balls." All about the bass. Oh, I get this. This is gonna be fun.
They just had so much time to plan and prepare for this press conference, to get in front of the media and the people and speak out and be articulate, maybe have something prepared. But they just walked out on the stage like you just caught them on the street, like, because they don't care.
What happened.
They're preparing for the Super Bowl. In their mind, like, we got to get ready for the Super Bowl.
Another 9 days of ball talk.
Right.
Everyone knows it's all about your balls, Tom Brady. It's all about your balls, Tom Brady. It's all about your balls, Tom Brady. It's all about your balls, All about your balls. Yeah.
Oh, you had to do it, right?
Gotta get himself in there. Wow, really, that's fucking amazing. Those battle-weary microphones were doing something different, and it's a funny...
Same shit.
Wow, does he stink.
Well, nobody
It's pretty clear, there's not any doubt. You like to throw it after some air's let out. It gives you a grip to chuck it deep as heck. Win another Super Bowl for Belichick. Your team is really good, so why do you still cheat? I bet when you play golf, you kick it with your feet. You got that pretty golden boy face, but when you get right down to it, you're a total disgrace. Bet your daddy is proud of his good-looking cheating son.
Fight me.
Do you use little rollerblades instead of spikes to run? That's real. I bet you cheat at trivia, crack when you are home alone.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm thinking that you installed magnets in the end zone. Everyone knows it's all about your balls, Tom Brady. It's all about your balls, Tom Brady. It's all about your balls, Tom Brady. It's all about your balls.
Todd and Jade in the morning.
Oh, great. It's probably not insane at all.
New York's 95.5 PLJ.
Yeah, you described it perfectly. It's not insane at all. You're right. No. That's funny. I'm funny. All right.
That was not good.
Oh.
Wait, that was not their song? Todd was just putting his own... He had to get his own voice in there.
No,
hey, I want to get my voice on the song, too, you know.
It was her song.
Not called the Jade Song Show yet.
He just had to be like, well, you couldn't have done it without me, just so you know.
We did it. Did you hear me when I went...
It's not going to get better than that. So on Fridays, when we work Fridays, we got to get out right at 10 because we're doing Accelerated next.
Yep.
Yeah, Accelerated is
coming up. What's the lineup today? Accelerated is next, which is awesome. I'm serious. It's an hour of everything that's going on this channel. You get to hear a little bit of everybody. And then you got Sam Roberts later.
Yeah, at 3.
Doing your live show today at 3. Then we got, what's after that? Oh, the best of the satellite years, basically?
Yeah, Decade of Dominance, all request call-in show.
Great. So that's 2 hours of programming at 6 to 8. You got that. And then we got an E-Rock show at 8 o'clock tonight, right, E-Rock?
Yes, we do.
Beautiful. All right.
And if you're in Sayreville, New Jersey tonight, I'll be at JR's one-man show. You remember Jim Ross? He was in here?
I do.
Why didn't he come in to promote it?
He was doing phoners, so I figured that we had Artie and Mike Calta.
Yeah, we like him.
Yeah, he's already in the Philly area. He's in Sayreville, New Jersey tonight.
Oh.
All right, we're bumping into Accelerated time. Jimmy, you got anything?
I know, just my plugs. Go to jimnorton.com for all of my dates, and I will make a nice little promotion if they could play it next week, since I will be away.
Yeah, Jimmy's not going to be here next week. He's doing
Jim Norton haters are going to have a wonderful week.
Doing an L.A. trip.
Yeah, and Phoenix.
And Phoenix,
Tampa,
Super Bowl.
doing improv, and I'm
very busy boy.
doing a roast.
We'll hold down the fort here, Jimmy.
Yeah.
I like the show better without Jim. Who says that?
Everyone.
Nobody. Maybe just Edgar over at 92.3 amp.
Shoba.
Shoba. Eric, what were we saying?
Said you have 3 minutes.
Oh, we could talk for 3 more minutes?
Oh, good. Lucky audience.
Way to go, Eric. Way the fuck to go.
Yeah.
2.5 now.
No, I think we did it.
Dude, 2.5 more minutes of content for these people I think is important.
We did it.
We're important.
Well, this is one of those shortcuts you were talking about not taking.
I don't take a shortcut. I take the long road.
Want to play the ball song again?
Dude, no. What we're going to do, have people crashing with their laughter? Yeah.
There were a lot of car crash sounds during that song.
Yes, there were. Very satisfying.
They were timed perfectly, though.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I noticed the production value there.
I just picked up on the cadence.
And Jim Norton's button pushing.
Yeah, I'm very good at the car crash.
They're phenomenal.
Thank you. I have some more sound effects I want to put on this machine, by the way.
Like what?
I'm not going to tell you. They're going to be a surprise.
Oof.
And you're going to be like, oh, that's where that comes from.
I can't wait.
I got a couple of good Edgar ones, too. I saw an awful movie. It was a weird movie called The Haunters, and the bad guy's name was Edgar. I've been watching bad horror films lately, like really like one-rate star on Netflix, and there was one called Satan's Little Helper.
Oh, wow.
I should have talked about this because I could do 3 hours on it. It's about it's from 2004, and it's a video game the kid plays on his Game Boy or whatever called Satan's Little Helper, and there's a serial killer on Halloween who the kid thinks is just a guy from the video game. So he's actually helping the guy commit serial murders. It's really bad.
Oh, really?
Not that good?
It's not
like, believable?
ISIS is not that good. This is really bad.
Wow.
It's one of those things where there's so many plot holes in it that are unnecessary. It makes you angry.
Can we get some clips from this show?
I don't even know if the clips will do it justice. I really don't even know if you can do this justice.
Maybe I'll take a look at that.
Dude, it's horrendous.
Yeah. All right, we're going to go now.
Goodbye.
Have fun in L.A., Jimmy. We'll see you soon.
Yeah, I hope so.
Everyone else have a great weekend and blah, blah, blah. Bye, bye, bye.